heavy lifting, because what we got to see on our previous match, like someone like Noxie and, and everything was kind of missing those critical shots that we needed to see. So on a map like this, I'm going to be definitely looking out for the all play, just because I felt like it was a bit more one-sided than typically what we normally see, especially with the SA region.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Opera's going to be very explosive and very dominant in the SA region. However, last matchup was a bit of an exception because we have those that line of IGLs inspired by Fallen, I would say. Pioneer by Fallen, the Op IGL. And very few can have the impact that he did while also simultaneously IGLing. And I think that was very clearly the case in that last series. With that said, it looks like we are into the action, though. Smoke dropped outside B doors along with 4/5 of the squad being present. A fifth just running sidelines, spotting for aggression. That is Togs over all the way back towards A main on the C side. Triple stack towards B, one red and one passive A is the call for Red Canids. They are not looking to take the fight to their opponents. They're looking to rebuke an outright site take. We'll see if this gamble pays off. We've double dually super soldiers as well for this defense. venomzera and Davideos both have those pairs of pistols. coldzera, did he get the spot? It seems like he did. Smokes out, execute in. coldzera ready to throw utility to support his dually teammates.
Yeah, you can already see that, like, ODDIK are actually just going for the execute right away. They're kind of biding their time a little bit. Good pop flash in, and look at that. 1-2, able to find themselves connections, but Davideus coming back here. It's the Wild West getting things activated here with those dualies, but it's still a 3-on-2 now. ODDIK get the bomb down. They got themselves in a decent post-plant position. Look at Togs. He's already from the back line. He's able to find Nithon, and now they pull up a pretty clean execute into this B site, and honestly, I think saving that extra second or two before they committed to it, that was a big turning point for these guys to find that opening round.
Yeah, it forced those players who were sitting in the Molotovs hoping to take fights before they had to move to actually move, forced them out of position, gave 2 clean entries to the likes of ODDIK, ensured Davideus was a surprise factor on the back of Sight Pillar, but he was done in after finding 2. Very well done from ODDIK, especially with that late flank. That was an extra spanner in the works, totally unexpected. And now Red Canids are on a save. Dualies for Davideus again. He looks very good with them, might I add. That's the best dually play I've seen in quite a bit. coldzera on a P250. He's been playing a little bit of a supportive role, it appears. So that was what it was like on the B site there. He was lining up that flashbang, for example. A rifle heavy investments from ODDIK in towards middle. Good for 2 is Night Day. coldzera gets a trade, and he might even get a rifle for his troubles in the chaos. That was venomzera instead to pick that up. He gets 2 in the chaos. He finally gets felled, but that's good damage. 3 secured on the back of next to nothing. Just some pistols for Red Canids.
Yeah, that honestly, despite them not winning the round, man, like the fact they're able to find 3 kills like that and making it that close of a round, that's perfect. I mean, that's what they wanted. They had pretty much minimal investment into that. So now that's going to buy them a little bit more, just a little bit of extra coin for that extra PC utility. You can see the FAMAS here for Nithon, but he's fully equipped here with all the gear. So that's going to be really, really critical. And now they've actually they don't have an anchor player here at A yet. They have the player transferring into Donut. They're going to go for the 1-1-3. And now even Woody's able to get himself this kill, but it's the cost of his HP down to 33. But that's a big opener. You've taken down coldzera. So you've taken down a massive veteran on this squad, and Woody's not done yet. He's still putting some good pressure onto this. He's definitely trying to buy the CTs. He wants to burn that utility.
Yeah, he's the IGL. He has a good belt. Now he's just waiting for his team to support. Henny on the back of sight, though, in the corner, supported thoroughly by his teammates who swing off that initial contact. Henny around the smoke has massive support from that FAMAS and another M4. And site control has truly been retaken by Red Canids. Togs, we've seen him here before. He played this spot in the last series, a commanding position right behind the box of middle. The Red Canids are not overextending. Togs jumping up, tit for tat, but the AK is a one-shot headshot. One secured and even footing now for both teams. But the issue is there's no smokes left for ODDIK, and they're all relatively tagged. Matios and Togs are quite low. Case locks is at 78, but still a one-shot headshot from an M4.
Yeah, I mean, them being this wounded is not going to be great. This smoke is just going to be the perfect time here for Red Canids. Again, with 25 seconds remaining, these players in cave, they have to pretty much be able to pop this smoke open if they want, or just try to risk it and go through it. But time is depleting here. This is where they have to make the play quickly. And now you can see the nades are getting ready. Player on the ramp's just going to throw a bit of a Molotov, and this time is ticking quick. In 7 seconds, they got to get going, and he's going to be dead. So this round's already over. venomzera is able to find these last 2 kills, and this is it. And now they find themselves in a great position with 3 alive, able to pick up a couple AKs for the reward as well. But I love the utility work from them. They were able to push back these T's, and they honestly did just a good job kind of barricading the site.
Really like their play. They were smoked off, so they sat within the smokes, and then once the player embedded in sight Henny needed support for a potential trade, they swung through. Very well done from Red Canids to get their first round on the board, to get some upgraded rifles, but they need a second round to really stabilize their economy. ODDIK. Their buys kind of all over the place, less than ideal with 3 Tech 9s and a Galil, but can be serviceable. They're out of utility already.
Oh, this is scary, though. Look at Davideus. He's got his back turned. And I was thinking these T's were maybe actually just going to try to swing through the smoke, maybe with a flash complemented, but no. They don't even have the flash anymore. They've burned a lot of their utility. I think it's just an HE remaining now, so not the greatest position. But you can see, even for the CTs, they've burned through theirs as well. So, I mean, this round alone for round number 4, this is all about gunfight, right? I mean, this is going to be about the firepower. And right now for ODDIK, they're just kind of posted up, waiting things out. They're going to have these 3 players commit through mid, hoping they're going to be able to find something. But as soon as venomzera spots this, I mean, this is not going to be a great position. A nice little cheeky boost, though. Maybe to find themselves a quick opener. Oh, not able to get that timing. But I do like their creativity. And still, 45 seconds, they have a few options that they can work with. But that's definitely not going to make it easy, because now these M4s definitely starting to make some good connection. And they are just decimating them now, Pineapple.
So they are Mattheo's only good for 1. Swift trade from the veteran coldzera. Night Day, the last good dink at range, but again, the Tech 9s really suffer beyond close. No one-shot headshot from that afar. 2-2. Red Canids do balance out their economy sheet with 4 surviving. They force ODDIK onto a save. They prevent a bomb plant. They're also looking very good with their setups. It's contact plays. It's playing as a unit. Player in red supported by the player in donut. 2 players down middle holding disparate angles. It's very, very solid. Textbook Ancient right now from Red Canids. ODDIK getting a little bit off kilter against a team that's more fluent on the map.
Yeah, we know from what we've seen and what we were kind of talking about on the desk is that, look, like for ODDIK, they're definitely a team that they thrive on that defensive side, right? I mean, the last time these guys played each other on this map, ODDIK were able to, find the win, but it was a 7-5 half that was in favor for Red Canids, and the only player that was really putting himself in some decent numbers with a losing half is Togs, because I know, like, when they went on the CT side, he was just ripped a new one, right? I mean, I think he had like 177 ADR. So, and that's the thing we saw earlier in this previous series where he had that overall rating with a 1.68. So, if he can play, like I said, cleaning remotely like that and mirror the same thing, Red Canids are definitely gonna have a hard time here. But the fact they brought it into the 2-2, this is a really good situation, and this round could find themselves at first start in the lead.
It could. And again, keep it clean against the pistols. Build up that CT economy. That's the name of the game, to really build a lead here on this first half. Lock up the ramp, contact back and forth. Ace lock's good for 1, but Nithon and coldzera mop things up. 2 for Nithon, 3 for coldzera. And it got touch and go. coldzera and Nithon were both quite low, below half HP. But they played together and they hold their lines, keeping 4 alive by the end. Henny has an op in hand now. Red Canids are building that CT economy, like I mentioned. Davideus at 6.3k, venomzera over 3. coldzera the same, closer to 4. ODDIK, they'll have AKs, they'll have some good utility. It feels exactly like the start of Ancient versus Bestia, where they were very uncomfortable and slow to find their footing.
Yeah, no doubt at all. And I'm going to be curious with Henny being on the op, like we said, because I feel like for ODDIK, they weren't really getting punished that much when they played on this map. So somebody like Henny, be equipped with the big green, we'll have to see if they can handle this kind of a threat. But so far, it's looking like it's pretty convincing. I mean, the op hasn't been able to have itself any sort of success with a connection. And honestly, these 2 players, I think this is going to be the situation of just staying alive. Oh, and he's trying everything he can, and he can't even get the job done, so that op is going to be removed. Coldzera tucked away in the cubby of mid. And ODDIK, they're on the hunt right now. They are definitely smelling something in the water. They know that Coldzera is close on by. They should be able to get the job done, and they will. And they only lose one player as well, and able to pick up the op. So this is going to be a nice transition for them in this round number 7.
Yep, it's big to hunt that down. Sure, Red Canids can still buy, but it really forces their economy into a difficult spot. They're going to make some compromises on utility, perhaps, and on weaponry. Python, what is he going to have in terms of a weapon? Maybe an MP9? Yep, dropped over. That's unfortunate. David Deus' utility also hamstrung a bit, as is Henny's. And I mentioned ODDIK being kind of tepid, kind of slow, kind of cautious. Well, they threw caution to the wind in that round, but it really paid off. Aggressive straight up towards B. You can see that kind of play from them for the rest of this half. They might be able to build a slight lead.
Oh, man, he gets away just at the right time, too. Cold, actually, once again, does get caught just on the edge of the molly, so that noise cue is there. Ate trying to see what he's finding, maybe. A little bit of a spammerino. Another molly here to push back Cold. But you can see he even posted all the way in the back here of B main. It's actually Woody just locked and loaded with that op. And ODDIK are definitely taking this a very different approach than what we saw before. A lot more respect on this. A lot more, decision-making to go for this. And fighting for cave. Ate having a little bit of a greasy time to get through this smoke, but it's going to be fine. But there's still 3 players here for Red Canids. This is a bit of a problem because the numbers here from the CT side is starting to grow more and more.
Yeah, but they're paranoid about a late flank, and there is one, but it's towards A main. It's slipping a gap. That's Togs. He's the insurance policy. If this B side take doesn't go according to plan, he can take the A site in the meanwhile. But as I said, that the bomb gets down, they do navigate into the site successfully. 5 versus 5 retake. It's going to be chaotic. Togs, the flank, finally activates, and Matthews, a double. And the op of Woody even chimes in. The last alive is Henny. He was towards the long. He had no contact. He was smoked off, and he tries to cross by. But there are too many obstacles in his way. He does not get a kill. His op is silenced, and his team's economy has been sent asunder. 3-4. They've lost the lead yet again, and there is a tactical timeout compelled out of Red Canids.
Yeah, no, and honestly, I'm glad they go for this timeout because the game's still close. Yes, this round could be theoretically a wash, right? But it's important that they can kind of slow things down. They need to kind of control the situation. Honestly, in that kind of a fight, like ODDIK did such an amazing job just utilizing the smokes, knowing the angles they had to hold, and they just won all these gunfights. You could see the kill feed was just loading with them, just winning every single successful fight. And that's huge because I was thinking Red Canids, I should say, sorry. I thought they were going to have a way better, defensive hold, just considering they had that, 4-player commitment to it essentially. But boy, oh boy, that's what's been making ODDIK a very exciting team. And you and I got the fun glimpse of them here in the beginning, and they're starting to showcase it against a very strong ranked team like this of Red Canids. And let's not forget, I mean, their world rank is number 39, where in comparison to ODDIK, I mean, they're sitting at 66.
Keep in mind, Red Canids' world ranking is going to dip a bit. They just added a new player. It's just required. Unless they can somehow find a big tournament win between now and the next update, it's just going to happen. That's how it is. But still, a team full of veterans, a very solid team with a solid core. It would be a big head to take. Although I do feel like this might be the matchup in the Grands as well. Keep in mind that a rematch is a possibility. Aggression down middle from the USPs. The numbers will overwhelm Case Locks eventually. He does good damage to one and kills another, but he will go down. That is just what's going to happen. No way he finds all 5. Night dancing with one bottom middle. The bomb is down. The bomb will go off. The question is, will the CT side continue to hunt, and will they successfully save this AK?
Yeah, it doesn't look like ODDIK are, really even entertaining this at all for the hunt. And I don't blame them in this. Like, I think it'd be a little bit careless. They're also worrying that there could be a little bit of a late round potential defuse attempt or something like that with the players with the USPs. But, keeping that AK, they're just going to let that one, brush it off the shoulder. They're not really going to care too much. And they will be able to keep their 4 players alive, so everything's all good. And that'll be a nice little bit of a transition here. Don't believe there's enough for the op. It won't be into play for the CT side, but there should be enough funds here for some really good utility. But I would like to see something different here, Pineapple. Like, I feel like Red Canids on these light eco rounds or half buys or whatever, they play a bit more aggressive in mid. And as soon as the guns come out, they kind of turtle back up in these, I don't want to say defaulty setups, but I would like to see them put a little bit more quick decision on it and just a bit more aggression.
A bit more aggression would be nice. More decisiveness as well. Utility for Red Canids is hamstrung. They don't have the op for Henny, which had a very slow start to this map. ODDIK is going for the classic play once more. A straight play towards B with no reverence for the angles being held. They know what to clear, and they clear them rather cleanly at that. Smoke down now to hold the CTs in their spawn. A round like this might just force Red Canids to capitulate the round. They're down 2 men to 1. 3 versus 4. And they have no utility or a kit.
Yeah, they have to. That's exactly what they're going to do. Boy, oh boy, what a round. And that, honestly, I love that, you know, I was talking about being a bit more assertive and, you know, being a bit more quick on a fight or something like that, a bit more aggression. But, you know, and I was talking about Red Canids, I wasn't talking about ODDIK, and they were like, you know what, we don't care about smokes. We're going to just try to, you know, go through this dry. We're going to see what we can find. And honestly, it worked out perfectly. They were able to get that one duel. They lost one of their players, sure, but boy, oh boy, what a big reward. I mean, that bomb explosion taken down 2, not the greatest, but I mean, again, they got 11K on 2 different players. They have 10.9, so it's really whatever, but still, I mean, what a round to win, and what a way to secure the half minimum with 6.
Yep. Again, they're playing confidence. They were slow to start, kind of off kilter, kind of tepid. But now there's just no respect. They know what to exploit. They know how to keep Red Canids guessing, and they know how to send them saving. The buy for Red Canids is better than this one than the last. 2 FAMASas are less than ideal, but utility's there and kits are there, just as important. There is an op as well for Woody, and it's just another quick play, this time towards A. Case Locks finds David not respecting the possibility. Bomb should go down here, I would say any moment, but it's very far away. Red Canids are still contesting. Night Day. Late play towards Red. Finds nothing, just some damage. The Case Locks found another in venomzera in the meanwhile. A third, not quite, but Nithon is tagged low and forced back. 3 versus 4. They want to go for this retake. And one smoke, a couple flashes. Hard ask.
It is hard ask. Yeah, no, I just don't think it's worth it. But it looked like Nithon was like, let's just see. Let me see what I can find. And yeah, it's a whole lot of nothing, right? And honestly, you said it perfectly. Like, it's the fact of, you know, Case Locks was able to get himself that quick opening duel. They're the ones that are kind of, you know, just going from 60 to 100 now. Like, these guys have really just sped things up. They want these rounds to be a bit quicker. And it's catching Red Canids off guard. And these guys don't seem to have the quick reaction. And that's the difficulty of CT side, right? Is when you lose that 1-2 players so quickly on and you lose that site control, you have to make those really tough decisions to go for the save and just kind of be conservative with your guns.
They're expecting ODDIK to play respectful, organized and concerted Counter-Strike. They're expecting there to be reads. And that's not what ODDIK's doing. ODDIK's going scrappy. They went through smoke on B once. They went through for a rush on B when there was no smoke thrown. They went straight out A main just now. They're expecting some respect, and ODDIK is upending the expectations.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, because I think, you know, I was kind of saying in the beginning, I'm like, oh, I like how there's a bit more respect in the game. But yeah, I think ever since we passed like round 4 or 5, like you said, it was kind of like the gloves are off, man. Like ODDIK were like, yeah, no, we're just going to do what we want. We're just going to catch you off guard. And we finally now see Red Canids get this opener. And it's actually Nithon, the IGL here, to get something started. And now for ODDIK to be down a man, they haven't been in this kind of a situation for quite some time. Now even losing Pog, so that's a big player. Now Davideus finds himself a little bit of something here. So the action is commencing now for the CT side. Things are starting to make a bit more of a connection. And even a FAMAS, for goodness sakes, is able to find it. And Woody by himself here in A main, he's pretty much trapped. Like, he has no way to get out of this, because you got a player like Nithon in mid pushing already into pyramid. So this is not good. Woody has to land shots now. This is all about him making full connection with this off. He might be able to find this one. He will not. It's a swing and a miss, but at least for Red Canids, they're able to get themselves back at 4.
Yep, a big way to equalize. They gave up the site for some aggression elsewhere. They pushed down B ramp, got an opening. They pushed through Donut and looked towards middle. And they overlooked A site, which of course then they go and re-clear because they're a well-studied team. Very well done from Red Canids to get a fourth. I like the scrappy nature as well, going through the smoke, for example, from Donut going towards back site for David This. Red Canids are learning how to counter. It's with more chaos and a little bit more aggression as well. Good nade damage over top onto Matios. ODDIK throws a Molotov to prevent the aggression in towards Jag. And they will try, or he will try for the smoke, but Nightday's already ready. Matios holding over the smoke, knows that they're getting aggressive. That's two secured. Henny on his op. Will he finally strike? Yes, he will. Kill secured on B, but still a lot more to do. He's alone. He knows he has to take the fight as soon as possible. He needs something to even up the man count. Woody being tagged through the wall by the op of Henny. David has rotated around in the meanwhile, but Togs in towards Cave doesn't appear to be expected. He gets one, spots the second with shot for Henny, means that he's probably not long for this world. This is a second opportunity. The third he will not squander. He will survive. The question is how long, not very. Togs gets the trade, and K-Slox on top of Cat, jumping forward, finds the final 8-4 half for ODDIK. We'll see you after the break.
Well, it looks like ODDIK have now been able to rewrite a little bit of history because this time they want a little bit of revenge. They got themselves an 8-4 going into the second half of the first map of Ancient. It's Pineapple Phillips and myself, Laz, here to take you through to see if the Red Canids can get themselves a little bit back in those winning ways.
This round would be a good start. They have utility, a lot of it thrown in towards B. Mattheos playing around the smoke. Once an opening, all he gets is a gush. Ninth Day's on site though, and he gets to hide. His case locks in the cubby with dualies as well. First contact taken. Dualies secure 1, secure 2 after resetting the spam. And Ninth Day just playing screens, finds a third before falling the dualies. Find a fourth, maybe even a fifth. They're out of ammo, but coldzera has too many players to deal with. Woody, the IGL does coldzera in. ODDIK takes the pistol, and that is a 9th on the board for them. Again, much like their opening series versus Bestia, slow to start this map, yet now decisive, looking like the better team. Shutting down Henny, shutting down coldzera. No one on Red Canids can really get the ball rolling. And ODDIK are looking well poised to put this first map to bed. This is their map pick. Keep that in mind. We have Vertigo as number 2, and if required, Anubis as the 3rd. And neither is this a elimination matchup. This is simply for the grand final spot. The loser will go to the consolidation finals. That means just one more best of 3 to get to the grands spot. I'm not sure what that jump spot is for venomzera.
Beats me. I was going to ask you that. I was like, is there a reason he's just trying to jump over this? Like,
if there's
surely you can't see a thing.
If there's a deeper smoke, maybe you can see over it, but it seems marginal at best.
Oh man, coldzera is the one holding this bomb too. So the fact that Nate's already this close, like, oh man, the flash is coming in. He's hunting. Oh god,
hiding.
If coldzera peek and he's dead, like this round's over. It's gonna be over so fast. And yeah, he is dead. He is a dead man. But now it's a question if they're gonna be able to spot this bomb. The nade, a nice touchdown on the venomzera, and now leaving just the last 2. An MP9 picked up here for Davideus. Nithon equipped with nothing. He got a Glock. Like the threat's removed, and now it's going to be 10 achieved here for ODDIK, and only losing, I think that was Togs, was the only player that went down that round, so this will be the big test. Once again, Red Canids, they got a lot of work ahead of them here for this round.
Pressure's mounting. Tactical timeout might be warranted just because they have 3. They lose this without a bomb plant, it means 11 and probably 12 before they get rifles in hand, and that's just 8 map points for ODDIK. That seems like insurmountable odds. So a lot of pressure rides on this rifle round. Bomb plant at absolute minimum. And a win is probably what's required to get back into it. Walk into A main. There's no one here for the CT side. ODDIK are focusing on middle instead. venomzera spamming gets 1. venomzera resetting gets 2. The push down B stairs does a lot of damage to the smoke, but venomzera might have just done enough. 2-man advantage. Site control now taken. They realize it's a stack towards B and mid. And Mattheos either A needs to find 2 and stop this bomb plant, or B save his rifle, because this seems like an insurmountable advantage, even more so now at that 3rd.
Yeah, and even Davideus' position right here, I mean, this is where he's going to be able to cut off these 2 CTs. This is big, so I mean, these guys have to save these guns. It is a FAMAS with that utility, but the M4 with armor, I'm going to say that would have been nice, and yeah, this guy's dead, and there we go. So, huge round from venomzera, and finding himself the triple, and Davideus getting himself in the right place at the right time. And okay, so they are going to be able to respond. Still got the strong pulse here. The M4s will be purchased now from ODDIK, but man, we saw how they played on that first half. It makes me just kind of wonder a little bit more. And actually, they kind of beat me to this, is that they're going to use the timeout to have that conversation of what they want to do, right? I mean, this is a team that they like to get in your face. They have been a bit more, scrappy. So this is a big moment to see if they want to kind of maintain that. They tried on the B long, wasn't successful, but maybe a little bit more creativity towards that mid or A.
Yeah, maybe even just a more hands-off approach, a balanced default. Wouldn't be out of the cards. 2 in middle, perhaps. 2 towards B, 1 towards A. Just playing that anchor. You could even be in donut if they want to further support middle. There's a lot of options for ODDIK that aren't quite as aggressively postured, but we'll have to see. They are a very aggressive team. I like their style. Don't want to moot it if they don't have to. Mattheos is going to make a compromise onto a deagle. Togs is going to make a compromise onto an auto shotgun, which could very well take over a round. Red Canids, though, full AKs, full utility, stand a good chance of taking this round, assuming they play their rounds right.
man, look at how easily they just kind of creep through mid, and Red Canids have now been able to get themselves kind of through that choke point, past the elbow. So that means that Davideus has himself locked and secured here behind the single box in mid. It's a really good position to be in, because if he can get the timing right, he might be able to get a good flank or even catch one of these rotates off guard. So now the CTs, oh my god, I was going to say they maybe find something here, but Davideus once again starting things off nicely here. And now the M4 of Woody, maybe, but okay. Red Canids are starting to pick up a little bit more steam here, Pineapple.
Yes, they are. Where is that auto shotgun? That's what I want to know. Where is Togs? Is he on the jump up? Amen. It looks like he is. Unfortunately for him, they've chosen the wrong site to put that shotgun on. It's going to be B. And Matios had already abandoned the site. As you can tell, he's pushing in towards middle. They're either A, going to go for a flank on the cat, or B, going to save. I say that. They actually still look to go for it. Nightday harassing on the cross. Oh, there we go. Can't get the kill immediately. They're going to cut ties. They're going to save their weapons. They went all in. Didn't pan out. Bomb goes down, and Red Canids get a 6th. But if all three of these players can save their weapons, or ideally, if they all get M4s, exactly like they just did, should have at least a decent buy in round number 17.
Okay, round by round, Red Canids are now getting themselves right back into this game. And, you know, we talked about that. That was something that, you know, ODDIK were doing really, really well in the opening here for the day, where it took that, you know, 1 kill when they were on the T side, and, you know, the CTs just kind of had to wave the white flag and just kind of admit defeat, right? But now they're kind of getting a taste of that own medicine a little bit here. But, I mean, they do get the save of the 3 M4s. And the 2 players, you know, once again, they're not gonna have the best money, but they can have a bit more of that utility with those pistols. An MP9 can be thrown around here, and it is. So they still got a 4-round buffer. So they got themselves in an okay position here to see what they can work with.
No kit,
but
though.
They're gonna go back to the 3-2, right?
Should. There's no kit, though. So if it goes to a post plant, they're gonna have to make it quick, or they're gonna have to save quick. One of the two. But they are showing presence in towards mid. 4, though, outside of B main, locked behind a smoke. Nightday's going to press around this as well, get control. A very awkward set of duels over towards the B doors.
This is good, though. Look at how much they're putting pressure on this, though. You already have Methos that's pushed down all the way on long. Alte's close with him here. Again, this is a good crossfire, but if Red Canids were going to go for this, but now you can see they're actually going to retreat this plan a little bit. They're going to 3-2 split it. So that's still going to be venomzera close on by here with, I believe, I think that's cold. So the 2 of them, 0 squared, they're going to be together to see what they can find in the back of B main. But look at ODDIK. Look at the positioning for them. They're full aggression mode right now.
They have the right read to an extent. The issue is the rotation has come back around over towards middle. And Case-Lox is going to have his work cut out for him. Looks like he has support from above. Maybe the spot and the clean opening. The double, no less. Togs up above, finds nothing. Nightday will finally avenge him, but the numbers now favor the likes of Red Canids. The player close left is mollied out. Matios will get a trade and a lineup, but not both. Only one of the 2 players that leaves Nightday in a 1v2. He knows the bomb was outside of B main. The issue is, Nithon also knows that Nightday was up towards Cat, and so he'll head towards A instead. Nightday. He's going to go for this 1v2.
13 seconds.
It's a worthy effort as well. The op of Henny is here. He spots the cross as well, but the bomb gets caught.
That's the bomb.
Yeah, 6 seconds left. He has to get the bomb down, and now he'll fake it. Nightday's going to commit, though, and that's a shot that Henny can neither afford to miss, nor does he miss. A big one for him to find. A tremendously impactful kill. And a 7 secured for Red Canids. ODDIK, so close to finding success. But in the end, their stack was red.
Oh man, and that's what, you know, we were talking about before, is the fact of they're not used to somebody, you know, connecting with the op like that. And that's the biggest thing, right? I mean, Henny just went for a little bit of a fake plant. It was a risky play because, again, time was low and he had that 1 shot to hit. And then ODDIK finally get, you know, that little bit of taste of what an opper can do. And unfortunately for them, a little bit too hot on the press there. a round that could have been theirs, and you know, closer and closer to here, finding their map pick away. And now it's looking even more worse for where Henny just going to get a touchdown. So he's still just kind of decimating and showing the terror. And then now they put themselves in a 5-on-3 with pistols to kind of work around here for ODDIK. But now they're starting to look a little bit more timid, right? They're not looking as fearless as they were before.
Oh, they've been humbled. Red Canids, by slowly playing and slowly pressing, they get the information and they can pick apart ODDIK. Their individuals as well for Red Canids are really waking up. It doesn't happen too often. Or it didn't happen often in the first half, I should say. coldzera furthering the advantage. Nightday and Togs, the last two. Nightday is known to be in towards cave. Togs is unknown, but he's over towards A main. Nightday head number 45. Not long for the world. Caught by Nithon. This has the makings of a clean and flawless one, unless Togs can get a kill at range with the 5-7. But that seems unlikely. 10-8 will be the score. ODDIK will have rifles in hand. The question is, do they have the read? And will they have the op? They have a solid loss bonus built up, but will it be enough for Woody to get that big green in hand?
Oh boy. This is becoming more and more interesting. And this money is going to be really important, like we talked about. There is that 53. So we could see the op. They're not going to go for it. I mean, it would have been like a glass cannon, essentially, but nothing here for the CT side. Henny's still going to be locked and loaded here with the big green, but okay.
No
I mean,
kid.
Red Canids have, man, they have brought it back. I mean, I know they're still down by 2, but they're really starting to humble, like you said. I think that was the best way to describe it. I mean, they've really humbled ODDIK right now, and these guys, surprisingly, didn't call a timeout. I thought they might have wanted to, but we'll see what happens for round 19.
Oh, there's a kid. Togs got one at the very last second, as I said it. Aggression again is the call. The issue is they've been kind of forced away. Only one player was close. Nightday was barely close enough to get the trade there in the end. Finally, something going the way of this defense. 2 for the price of 1. Nithon and David, there's 2 big heads to take. That is the top frag in Nithon. Or Togs. He's been having a quieter map for ODDIK. ODDIK again reestablished control of Snake. Red Canids are going to go through it instead, though Matios up close. He's expecting another flashbang. He gets caught. coldzera a double by spamming the smoke, and the advantage has been turned on its head. 2v3, site control swiftly taken. They're going to go for it. Woody down to 10, though. Case locks around the smoke needs to come in massive. The Optos slipped by, and Henny should have him outmaneuvered and outplayed at this stage. I say that Case lock still thinks it's a possibility. Timing's everything, though. That Tech 9, ooh! A Cruel Mistress doesn't get the headshot, so Case locks will get 1. But being on 5 HP and in a 1v2, it's simply not feasible. He'll grab the op, he'll head out. And Red Canids bring this game to within 1 round.
These guys are close, but okay. venomzera, I thought maybe would have been able to get that, but it's a good save for Case Locks to be able to, you know, hold on to this AWP, and 1 round away from tying this thing right back up. And I mean, even in this kind of a situation too, I mean, the money here for ODDIK is, you know, you got those players at those high 3,000s. So it's not, I don't feel like it's necessarily the easiest choice here, because you can kind of go with the MP9s, light armor, things like that, or even pistols at a bit more utility, just keeping that money, you know, over the 1,500 just for the loss bonus. But it kind of looks like they're going to try to be as scrappy as they can with the purchase. And I'm not personally against this. I mean, it is a bit more risky just because of their money situation, but if it works out for them, like, this could be a nice little bit of cherry on top.
Definitely could be. An interesting half buy with Woody on the op. Case Locks is bought all the way down to 450, but everybody else has that around 1,500 in the bank, as you mentioned. Henny able to buy his op as well. The money for Red Canids is no longer an issue. At least it won't be for the near future. ODDIK, they've been close. They have some good fights in the openers, but a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill always bails the Red Canids out. That spam from coldzera in the last round really comes to mind.
Absolutely. That was huge. That was something you needed.
It was a 3.
And I mean, well, and that's the thing we were talking about for Coldzera, right? He was kind of playing that more support on the CT side, but now it seems like he's kind of being more entry and kind of being a first point of contact in.
I think he's the second almost, but
Yeah, true.
he might have been the first. I can't recall.
First or second.
Not sure it really matters in the order.
Nah.
Just want to maximize his skill as a veteran. Matthews down B ramp yet again, this time with a deagle. He's playing an off angle, hoping that someone swings up close and personal to get the quick one shot. But again, red Canids have no problem waiting, resting, sitting, holding for the probes. Around 50 seconds they have to activate. venomzera slowly getting control of Snake. Woody spots the op in middle. That's a big kill to find. He spots the second as well. He'll head for the hills. Actually stick around outside Donut. venomzera. If this flank comes through, if Matthews shoots him from behind, it would be massive. Instead, it's Nightday swinging up top cave. Jaguar to get the kill. David gets the trade via Matthews. Where Jag is still lurking, and the op as well. 20 seconds left. Nithon lurking out towards A is a massive factor. Finding 2. Nightday keeps things even, though, getting an upgrade for himself as well. 2 versus 2. Nithon and Coldzera. Case locks and Nightday. The walk-up CT is expected. Coldzera swings a massive kill to find. It's just Nightday. He's had a very solid map, but in a 1 versus 2 in low HP, it might be too much to ask. And he concurs with my analysis. He's headed back and away. 10-10. These rounds have been belabored. They've been slow. They've been calculated from red Canids. They're relying on the fact that ODDIK get antsy. And then, of course, they're relying on their individual skill at the end, but it's leaving very little margin for error.
Well, let's not forget, too, I mean, this was an 8-4 half that was in favor for ODDIK, right? So it's been a big climb back here for red Canids, and we're back to a tie game. The money's here for a full gun round for the CT side, but again, I feel like we're not seeing the confidence really kind of oozing out like before. They're trying the same things over. I don't want to say it's a one-trick pony, but I feel like we do need that little bit more flavor in this now for ODDIK, because red Canids have been able to, you know, really build themselves on this momentum train, full steam ahead. So, and they seem to love this B site, you know, just finding themselves a little bit of an engagement. Then they get, you know, a bit of a rotate into the A. Now, ODDIK do kind of kick things up a little bit more now, but Matthews once again playing this position aggressively. And look at the Molotov's going to flush him out. Red Canids, they get a read again.
Either they're going to stay here, they're going to send one back towards the middle to help against a probe there. That's how it's been. It's the early engagements towards B, but red Canids are more than happy just sitting and waiting. They've done it before, they'll do it again. My question is, can they unseat this lurk of Davideus? We saw it happen before. I don't think it was Davideus last one. I think it was Nithon on the late flank A main that killed that pair in towards Donut. But if we can punish this kind of lurk, Woody specifically here holding the angle, would it be massive? Red Canids going back to what they were doing before. Coldzera holding back B doors alone this time instead of with 1. 2 going late towards the middle as a pair. And now 2 in A main. It's a slight adjustment. Will ODDIK be ready for it?
How aggressive Woody is, too. Has to take a shot. Oh, God, that flash. Oh, God, he gets caught in the arm, but he still is able to win the fight. The nade should be able to take him out. He survives with 3 HP, but it's not going to matter. He's not able to find himself that extra kill. Now, Case walks. A big spray. He's able to find the 2. Now, look at venomzera. He's got himself a big bite, but Nate here, able to respond back as well. Coldzera with 20 seconds remaining. He doesn't have the bomb. ODDIK, they just need to be composed. Mathos has to be careful. He spots the head of him. He knows, and there we go. They finally, after a long-winded absence, they get themselves around in the second half after so long.
They're so long being absent. The issue is their economy is still not going to be great. You can see some stress coming through in their play as well. That double coming out from, I think it was Nightday and Donut. He tried to fall back and reload. He just got body blocked by his teammate, who then got a lineup for venomzera. Those 2 went down without much incident. So the cracks are beginning to show. The stress is coming through. Red Canids, though, know that they're so close to bringing it back. If they win this round, they break the CT economy. They're going to go for a timeout. They're going to talk things out and see if they have a read, if they have a way to really punish ODDIK. Because if Red Canids can take this round, should have 11, likely 12 off the back because ODDIK's buy will be poor. And then they, at the very least, secure themselves overtime.
Well, bit of utility through mid. Once again, it will be face blocks and also for dogs to get himself into mid. Good opener. Woody actually does get the pop over to the smoke, and oh, not they. Let's go for a big swing. So that's where we were saying they were looking a bit more stressed, and this time something changed, something in the water, in the air. I don't know. From 2 rounds ago, I mean, these guys look like revitalized a bit more. Nython by himself. He does get this fight due to the bullets not remaining in the chamber. And Woody, they will be able to find himself 2 kills for this round. And pretty much everybody else was able to find 1 apiece. And now they're on map point. They have finally reached this point, but it's a question, can they cross the finish line?
The money of Red Canids is in a bad way. They didn't get the bomb plant. coldzera's going to have a hero op. No, he's going to drop it. He's going to have a P250. Henny's struggled. Henny lost that outright Oppers duel where Woody was full blind. Remember when he got hit in the arm through the box? He also just lost a fight outright outside of B main. It's in a very slow map, but they're still putting a lot of credence in his opping ability. Big opener. David is taken down. Double dink from Mac 10. From the Mac 10 of Nython, excuse me. He takes damage, but he'll drop Case Locks, who's been a beacon of hope for ODDIK to rally around. Double push red door. Nython and coldzera here. Very difficult pair to dispatch in this close range angle. ODDIK are combining forces. 2 coming back towards red door. Ready to shut them down. Ready to regain control. Mac 10. Only good for a bit of damage. It needs to find a headshot if it wants that kill outright. They don't clear coldzera. Nython, close B, snares. He's been here time and again. They'll find one on the MP9. It's a very difficult weapon to maintain accurately, but if you secure one, coldzera has to be huge. He finds one. Gets himself an op. 2 ops versus 3. He's going to buy as much time as possible on this rotation. The question is, can he hold off the onslaught, or will he be sidestepped? Mathios and Togs are Mathios and Nython are going the long way round. Need to get this bomb down quickly.
Yeah, I was thinking coldzera and CT spawn was such a powerful position to be in, but the fact that Nate has already pushed himself in A main like this is a really good read from the CT side. Athos keeping himself alive here into Donut. These ops need to find something big, and it's not going to be anything at all. It's going to be ODDIK will get the job done here for the first map, which again is their pick. But boy, oh boy, I was thinking the way they were playing that first half, it was looking pretty good, but at least they get the job done. A 13-10 victory, and now we get to move things over to the map pick of Red Canids, and this is going to be a very, very interesting second map.
It's going to be an exciting one if the first one's anything to go off of. It was 6 rounds in a row from Red Canids, in spite of losing the pistol round to come back into that Baja Belgrade close qualifier. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a large name for an event. But that's an aside. A 13-9 victory there. A close loss to the Sim of Made in Brazil the day before. So there are no slouches on this map. Of course, they went head-to-head on July 26th. That was a victory in overtime for ODDIK. So the history most certainly favors ODDIK. However, that injection of new talent in Henny could change things. I'm very interested to see how Henny does. He had a very difficult first map. I'm honestly not going to sugarcoat it. It was disappointing from him on the op. He had some one specific clutch round in a 1v1 where he faked a bomb plant with 3 seconds left. But other than that, he really didn't have much to point to say that he's been a very competent and solid opera for this team. We'll have to see if he can find his footing here and now that we've entered the 51st floor. We are live as well. Red Canids, the T side of their map pick, and Case Locks up close with the dualies, struggling, spamming. He'll get 1 before finally falling. He and a teammate will fall in the meanwhile. venomzera jumping up default finds a 3rd, furthering this advantage. It's Mathios and Nython. Nythe's hanging on for dear life at 1 HP. Should be a pistol round for Red Canids, given their stellar entries.
Yeah, it really was just the name of the game with the entries. And okay, venomzera now finding himself a triple. So yeah, 1 HP in a dream for Nutte, and yeah, he might not even be able to survive this. He's just getting overwhelmed. Players are on the hunt, and the dualies will get the job done. But honestly, the fact of just losing a player like Henny and just kind of, you know, putting the foot on the gas and going for that hit, I'm all for it. And this is what I was pretty impressed with Red Canids, is the fact that their T side on Ancient, they brought it back in a pretty big deficit of an 8-4 first half. So we're kind of seeing that trend a little bit. And we talked a lot about veteran players on this team and the firepower that they can definitely bring. So it will be a little bit unique, because this is the stronger side for ODDIK. I mean, historically, the CT side has been kind of their breadwinning. So let's see if they don't lose too much control so much in this first half.
Both teams are CT-sided, but I feel like their play styles lend themselves to aggressiveness and assertiveness, and that might upend expectations on this map in the head-to-head. We'll have to wait and see. It's a full save, 1 flash for Woody, and 5 USPs versus 4 rifles and a MAC-10. Red Canids really looking to the future with this investment, playing it safe, trying to keep rifles that will be useful now and useful in the future, whereas MAC-10s will kind of get outclassed. ODDIK, though, have made the right read. They're moving over towards A, and they might be able to catch some players off. Here, straight swing, but 2 players here means that only 1 kill will go their way. Was one of the rifles dropped? However, it is quickly recovered. Nithon picks that up, drops his MAC-10. Good anti-eco round for Red Canids. ODDIK swiftly getting rifles in hand, but no, oh, never mind. There's the kit for Woody. MAC-10 and lackluster utility, though, could be exploited by Red Canids if they go for a slower default.
Yeah, if they can just kind of burn the clock a little bit here, keep ODDIK, you know, in the guessing game and just utilizing the utility usage, that'll be really, really good for them in the late round, just so that they can have a better execute into these sites. But you already have some players kind of pushing on towards stairs right now, like putting themselves in a decent position here, kind of just, again, getting a feeler for everything. The utility's depleting slowly and surely here from the CT side. 3 players just down in main, waiting things out. The other smoke now going to be dispensed of. And this is an interesting position for Nate. I mean, again, he's playing low on this. Oh, God, there's a head that's exposed to the smoke. That might have just been able to buy him a double kill, and it will. So a little bit of a saving grace moment for him. Now coldzera just getting hauled in the heels, but he's going to get punished for it. So these M4s, they're making all the right connections.
Outclassing the Galils, playing around the smokes perfectly. Again, not getting over-aggressive. They're just holding for a push. I like this play from ODDIK. It works quite well. A little bit scary for Nithe being alone on the ramp, but he stays his course well. And a massive shot from Mathios catches David trying to lurk up towards B. Well-placed headshot from him. He's just Henny. Picked up an M4, dropped off Nithe. But a 1 versus 4 with 35 seconds is not really that possible. He's going to save, it appears. Looks like the M4 will enter round number 4. ODDIK getting on the board quickly. Might go for it? No. Kind of just bouncing around, toying with the idea of looking for aggression. 15 seconds in the round will be done. ODDIK don't need to hunt. They keep 4 up. They can get some upgraded rifles. I think there's a second AK on the ground. And with 4 surviving, it'll help their CT economy a lot.
And now, even with getting these AKs, that's just going to be even better. So, I mean, for the T side right now, I mean, venomzera sitting at that 55, 100, and then coldzera with a 42. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one, because the Galil will be purchased and it's going to get dropped. So they are going to obviously recommit with the rifles as best as they can. Davideus. What's Davideus doing? No rifle for him. There must be a pistol around somewhere. Oh, there we go. Okay. I was going to say, surely that doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, we're fine. And they're going to use the timeout. They're going to figure out the game plan here. Nithon's going to be the one that goes for the tech. So I don't hate this at all. But what do we do? I feel like Nithon has to be the guy that goes in first. I would like him to, just because he has that pistol, and then the trade can be a better opportunity for the Galil or the AK to find itself here. But now the utility is a lot more buffed up here, I would say. Pineapple.
Yes, it is. Good utility for this T side. Tech9 can really find success over towards B or perhaps towards middle. It's not a lot of long sight lines, so the pistol can really thrive. Words are hard right now. Good utility for this CT side and kits, along with full riflery, makes this an uphill battle for Red Canids on this compromised investment. The individuals can most certainly pop off for them. Where is the play going to be? It looks like perhaps towards B. More players here now trying to swing. Good dink through the wall on the Matthews, who's lucky to be alive. He's actually sticking around relatively close. Never mind, he's falling back. Still, though, he's the only one at B. Red Canids are quick. They can take this site with ease. Dogs looking around, throwing nades to support, but the push is coming in. They need to be very careful. Spam is in. Nighthon and venomzera overwhelm Matthews and Togs. venomzera a third onto Woody. And as you can tell, Nighthon and case locks too far down. 2 versus 5, even with the utility and the weapons, it's just not really possible. Red Canids switching up the pace, maintaining control of the round, and with their aggression, take a clean third.
And honestly, I think making these the assertive play like that and kind of just setting up the tempo, I really like this from Red Canids, because I think that was, you know, a really good success point for these guys on Ancient is when they were on that T side. They were just kind of, you know, getting these openers. They were putting a little bit more on the press. And I felt like that was really catching ODDIK off guard. So I'm happy to see they kind of make that choice on this. Now they get themselves that 2-round comfort lead here. And there is still 4,200 remaining for Togs. So again, he could even drop a rifle. So, I mean, we could just see a situation here where the rifles are going to be back into play. It will be the case. But now, I mean, what do we... I mean, this is where we saw ODDIK before. Like, in the first part of Ancient, they were playing a bit more respectful, right? And then eventually we just saw, like I said, the gloves came off. And it was a little bit more of that scrappy that you kind of alluded to, too. So, is that going to be the same case here? I mean, we're getting closer and closer to that same around turning point that we saw on the first map.
We are getting closer and closer, but that was on the T side for ODDIK. It's far harder to play scrappy on the CT when your stat could be going in the wrong direction. You kind of have to play respectful. So what they choose to do, they can go for a stack towards ramp, perhaps. Something along those lines could catch them out. It worked well to get their first round on the board, but I'm not entirely certain. Davideus smokes the Molotov that doesn't come through. There we go. Aggression ramp. That is the call. 3 are here. Now 2. As 1 falls away. Togs chucks a grenade. Won't do 2. Actually does a good bit to venomzera. Thought he might have fallen back, but waits until then to do so. Nightday still trying to take this duel as well. ODDIK could either win the round here or lose it with these duels. Henny finds another. Henny a third. Woody finds 1. And then he'll be done. Matthews. Final. It's a flash and a kit. At this point, I'm not even sure he'll be allowed to save. He'll try his darndest to do so.
Yeah, and I feel like these fights from ODDIK, they're not looking really clean, right? They're looking really challenging. They look, it kind of went back to what we talked about before, a little bit stressed, right? It doesn't look like these peaks are, you know, I'm not really convinced. I'm really not. And I mean, they're not even able to find themselves more than 1 kill. So this would be a good moment. I feel like getting close now. They're a 3-round deficit. They're going to be on these pistols. Something has to change here. And honestly, I wouldn't even mind a timeout, just kind of slow things down a little bit, because once again, you know, Red Canids are putting themselves in a position here where they really are starting to pick up the steam, and they're starting to play quite well, and the pieces are starting to fit in the puzzle. So this is where, you know, something shaky and different has to happen here for the CT side. And it looks like they may try that a little bit more decision making into mid. Mathos now, instead of playing on the stairs, he is going to flip forward, but now the shoulder is getting exposed. This should be an easy cleanup for someone like coldzera. He just mops them up. And these CTs, it's just, they're all just timbering down, and this round might be even over before we can even let it begin.
It's just pistols. Kind of expected it. We're hoping for a kill or 2 just to do something. But that doesn't seem likely at this point. I agree. They're kind of just pressing to the default extent, you know, showing presence ramp and then taking 50-50 duels. They're not using utility to tip things into their favor. They're not really combining fire. They're just holding long-range duels, and that's going to be won by AKs more often than not. Ithon cements another flawless round for Red Canids. I want to see something different at ramp. If they're going to fight there, at least throw a smoke to play the closer angles like we saw in that first round they won. Or play that little pixel angle alongside the sandbags. We saw, I believe it was Phelps use that a lot in the IEM Rio qualifier. That's a sneaky little angle that could definitely work out. Something different for Red Canids, something other than the stock, or from ODDIK, excuse me, something other than the stock standard.
Yeah, definitely need a new flavor. So this is a nice little bit of a different coordination, some good utility, a little bit of a chunk of damage here against Davideus, but you know, once again, Red Canids are going to be getting themselves this opener. Caselox is, you know, down so early. So again, it doesn't look like ODDIK are really trying too much of a difference. Like they were kind of teasing something here at B, but it's really not anything at all. Mathos now, he's trying to press forward a little bit more. Would he maybe to find himself an op? Nope, he's going to be gone. My God, that was a massive Ferrari swing. So Red Canids have already put themselves potentially in this sixth round so quickly.
It's been very quick. There's been some saves to delay the end of rounds, but the action's over pretty quickly. 2 kills for venomzera. Again, those long-range duels at ramp just can't be won, especially when you don't have head armor. Gives the M4 that one-shot headshot at range. Mathios finally gets something in his team's favor, but they're still trailing by 1. 40 seconds left. Red Canids are burning the clock down a good ways, and the bomb is finally rotating. Or is it? Thought about going towards A, it's now sticking around at B. This late mid-play from coldzera could cement ODDIK's fate. Togs is dropped. Now it's all on Mathios. He's alone on B, and he has a lot of players to deal with. A minimum 3 now towards B main. It doesn't even matter. He's caught. He gets a dink, but nothing more. coldzera drops Night Day in the meanwhile. 6-1. Red Canids have at least a tied ball game going into the second half. But ODDIK, being on what is essentially a half-buy situation here now, should likely lose this round number 8.
Yeah, and this is concerning. Like, you know, I kind of brought this up before, but I'll bring it up again, is the fact of, you know, the CT side is on paper the better side here for ODDIK. So the fact that, you know, their 57% win percentage on a CT side is at a 1-6 score line definitely makes me a little bit more shaky on this one. But I mean, let's not forget too, like, and I want to go back to that point you brought up, is the fact that, you know, they have been able to take down a pretty strong team of, like, you know, MIBR on this map, which, you know, that was a 13-9 win. So there's still plenty of Counter-Strike on this one still, but I'm loving, and I'm getting more and more of a fan here for Red Canids, just because they are really starting to play quite well, even with Henny being new today. Like, I was really questioning if, you know, how much he could fit in. I know he's played with some of these guys for a long time in different teams and different years, but that's not always the easy thing to do, to kind of put someone in a tough position playing an official. But honestly, he's kind of turned it around for himself too. He's sitting at a 6-1.
It does feel like a beatdown right now. ODDIK just can't get the wheels turning for anybody. Night Day, Mathios, and Caselox are at 2. Woody and Togs are at 1. And across the board, Red Canids are hitting their shots. Davideus has done what has been asked of him, but Nithon, coldzera, Henny, venomzera, 4, 6, 6, and 10 kills respectively. It's been an outclassing on this one. It feels like a bit of a stomp, whereas map number 1 was much more contentious. I think it speaks of the individual firepower that Red Canids can really bring to the table and really boast of in this kind of series. Davideus over the smoke, spotted by Mathios, but he doesn't connect the dots. Davideus gets the kill there. Henny gets a second. Togs and Night Day, though, on this half-buy with MP9s, are able to find 2. Keeps things even. Henny and venomzera immediately change gears, look back towards the middle, look for an overly aggressive flank. B-side has fallen. Henny will throw some utility. The bomb will go down. Do ODDIK attempt to retake, or do they save the weapons that they dropped?
I wouldn't hate for them to save these guns, to be honest. Just because they have that commitment here with the little bit of utility from 2 different players. They have the armor. They have an AK and M4, right? So I wouldn't be against this, because I think it could be a good way for them to go for a better buy in the next. And that's looking like that's what they're going to do. I think a smart call, a tough one to go for, right? I mean, now this is putting it at a 7-1, but I think this is, in my opinion, probably the smartest choice, just because now they can equip themselves a little bit better for something maybe.
They can equip themselves well, but again, my worries remain. It feels like it's an outclassing individually from Red Canids. David Ayers drops case locks as well. That was one of those 2 rifles. I think that was the AK dropped. We have the classic, Laz. The Brazil scoreline 7-1. And unless ODDIK get their ducks in a row quickly, we're off to the ruins of Anubis far sooner than I would have expected.
Yeah, and I never would have thought we'd be in this position with the 7-1 like this. I mean, we haven't, I don't think at all seen, you know, a dominant lead like this. Like we talked about, some of these games have been some decent score lines, but surely not like this. But now the CTs are starting to cook something up a little bit. Okay.
Aggression you wanted to see.
That's exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted a little bit more of that confidence. I wanted them to go for a big swing. Like, we know what kind of firepower they bring to this team, and they finally activate it. They hit the button. They hit the big red button and said, yeah, just do it. Just kill. Go frag. And that's exactly what they do. They don't even take any damage on any of these players.
And they found 3 for their troubles. It's crazy how quickly things change, like the flip of a switch.
It's about time.
It's about, not a moment too soon. Yeah, 2-7. Still going to need 3, I'd say 4 to really feel okay, because keep in mind both teams are CT sided. But don't count them out. As we discussed, this map has been contentious between these 2 teams. It was 16-14, narrowly won by ODDIK last time. Henny and coldzera, though, looking to keep this clean. This flank from Woody is too dang good. Op recovered for him. That's a big boon, potentially to activate the IGL in round 10. The issue is it's going to be an uphill battle through and through. Red Canids have built up a fearsome economy throughout those victorious rounds.
Okay. And now, I mean, for Woody, he's going to have the op equipped as well. So I'm going to be curious where we place him on this one as well. And Henny will have the big green for himself again, over and over. Mathos, again, he's been, you know, punished a lot on this, right? I mean, he keeps trying to throw that quick utility. He takes so much damage, and now Red Canids, they're actually going to step things up a little bit. Now they want to get the rubber on the road. And David Ayers, he's going to be able to find that opening pick once again. Mathos has not been able to have himself any sort of success. He's sitting at a 3-8 right now, which I know is pretty much the same scoreline as most of his teammates. But again, he's just not able to lock anything down. Case locks just with a player below him. And these players creeping on by. Henny just missing the shot. Things are starting to get a little bit scary, a little bit messy. But these M4s, maybe, yes indeed. But it's going to be off to be able to save them once again. And it is a 3-3.
Big rebuttal to find. Brings us back to even footing. Still a lot of time in the round, though. Just under a minute. Woody needs to be very careful here. He has no smoke to put out a Molotov. And he's stuck on an island. His teammates have left him. He's banking on the fact that they, coldzera and Henny, I mean, don't think he'll stick around. He's hoping he has a surprise factor, an X factor with that op. Naite as well holding B. Needs to be very careful of David Ayers, who's gotten up close and personal. Naite, will he expect this jump over? He thinks the wood is a possibility, but expect the close left as well. Henny has the bomb and has rotated around. 20 seconds left. There's the play. There's the info. Naite flash, but he's just going to bite his down on back of sight. David Ayers, though, so solid on the swing. Molly goes in on sight. That will delay the plant for a little bit. Tog swinging out, finds one, but only one. It leaves just Woody in the 1v2. He has an op. He can't stop the defuse, and that tick gives away the sound cue. Drop down silently. Seems like they don't actually know that he's here. The issue is a 1v2 with the op. Requires a lot of precise timing and movement. Just waiting for that smoke to dissipate. Waiting for someone to peek for information, but no one is. They're holding their lines. coldzera close left. Henny on back white. And Woody knows if he's not given an opportunity, he's not going to find it. He'll head out with the op in hand. ODDIK have saved them enough money to go for an investment into the next round, but 8-2 is a commanding lead for the Red Canids.
Yeah, and that's again a situation where it's really, really tough. And you know, for any fan that's kind of wondering, it's like, yeah, I know he's sitting at 9,700 right now, but keeping that up, that 4,750 investment in your hand with the kit, you know, with some of the little bit with the armor and a little bit of utility, I mean, that is worth a ton here. So it's a very smart play. And like you said, he was hoping that somebody was going to go for a jiggle. He could find a quick fight, because if he would have won that fight, like in a 1v1 like that, he probably would have went for it because he knew his chances were 50-50. But now we'll see what he's able to find with this op. Not able to get the shot done. It was actually Case Locks that went for it himself here. He went a bit more aggressive onto the ramp. He's trying to find something a little bit different. So that op is kind of playing a little bit of a hot potato here on the CT side. They use the best spawn just to see if they can get themselves an opening duel. Not going to happen at all. But now for ODDIK, they need to find themselves 2 rounds to kind of get themselves a better position here for the first half. And Mythos, once again, he's going to get tested over and over. And he has to be able to find something here. He needs to get a kill and then be able to stay alive. That nade is going to do wonders. And Davideus, he's already lost 50 HP.
He's another nade back. The issue is they pushed up in the meanwhile. He's going to throw a smoke. That's too late. He's already ahead of it. Player up close. Good swing onto the first. The boost from Henny, though, not going to be expected. This is a very niche angle. It actually is expected, but the shots can't connect. ODDIK swing in middle is expected. He's done that multiple times. Night Day this time will not let him pass. Well read adjustment. Red Canids shifting gears over towards A now. Woody, though, is lurking. He has an op. He's on ramp. He's looking for this first kill. The flash forces him back. Survives to fight when the take comes through. Teammates, are they swift in rotation? It seems like they are. Woody, side haul. Or I guess catwalk is the better way to call it. Looking for the opera's duel. It's Henny to win it, though. Night Day at side haul. Will be expected. Will be mollied as well. Forced back. Gonna flank Henny. Henny's not respecting his call. venomzera in the chaos finds 1, finds 2. Night Day, though, 2 of his own. A 3v3 to a 1v1. They know where the other lies. The question is, who has the quicker shot? venomzera is potentially a one-shot headshot to an M4. He has this whole side catwalk to readjust to. And Night Day now is paranoid of every little angle. Time of the essence. Night Day getting closer. Timing's everything. venomzera doesn't spot him. Tap on the bomb, and venomzera taps the head of Night Day. Op recovered. 9th secured. And Red Canids can seemingly do no wrong.
Really, really, really impressive post plan coming in from venomzera. Again, just I love that position he played. And like you said, Night Day like had to clear so many different angles. Just that opening that's, you know, on Vertigo now, that extra room that's been there, just kind of like blasting the wall like that. It just creates so many different angles you have to clear. So a really good attempt, a valiant effort from ODDIK to be able to almost find themselves something. And Night Day was able to have that. I think that was a triple kill that round for him. And now the op of Woody will make its connection, and he will get away with it too. So that's a great pickup for them. They haven't really been winning opening engagements, but coldzera, who other than him to find himself a quick trade back. Now the noise has been made on this B ramp. Mythos, once again, look at this, man. He can't get any sort of success on this. He's just taking so much damage. He's already down to 6 HP.
He's been harassed by Davideus this whole map. Night Day, this is a very niche angle. Won't get anything for it. Throws the smoke as the molly comes in, which is very unfortunate. That does him in. Night Day. Got 4 versus 3 secured, and as you mentioned, Mathios is on low HP. Woody needs to come in massive with this op, and Togs' flank needs to be equally so timed. coldzera expects it, reads it perfectly, plays him like a fiddle. Woody will rotate in, but this player's already through B. Nithon jumping takes down Mathios. The last alive is Woody, and he is certainly not long for this world. If they don't find him from A, they find him on the flank. All a matter of when. Shot secured. 10-2, utter dominance from Red Canids. We'll see you after the break.
Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, 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 out.
keep your picture in my room, 'cause it gets me in the mood. You're still living free in my head. You got me so confused. My mind is full of you. Still want you in my room. Don't wanna get rid of you. On my mind, but I am up too late. You got me so confused. My head is full of you. You keep slipping away. I learned the hard way. Something's gotta stay. Don't let it go to waste. Do you remember all of the long nights, warm in my bed, nightfall to sunrise? That's what you said. You held me so tight each time again. I keep your picture in my room. Don't wanna get rid of you. On my mind when I am up too late. You got me so confused. My head is full of you. Done with silly games. Don't leave me hanging on. Keep me hanging. Said it once, I'll say it again. Your love is what I want. Do you remember all of the long nights, warm in my bed, nightfall to sunrise? That's what you said, and you have me so tight each time again. In my room, I'll keep you safe. Don't stay away alone, pulling back and forth. Still got me paralyzed. Got what you came for. One thing that I've kept. I'll keep your picture in my room, 'cause it gets me in the mood. You're still free in my head. You got me so confused. My mind is full of you. Still want you in my room. Don't wanna get rid of you. On my mind when I am up too late. You got me so confused. My head is full of you. I'll keep your picture in my room.
Was a 10-2 statement half from Red Canids, a lead of miles as they enter the conventionally easier side of the defense on Vertigo. It's Pineapple, Phillips, and Laz to bless the ears, and Red Canids looking to swiftly send us off to the ruins of Anubis.
Whoo-wee. Okay, that's a little Taparino with a Glock. Why not? And maybe. Okay, now, yeah, this is just... Whew, man, these shots are crisp right now.
First shot accuracy.
Yeah. Oh, kidding. Okay. Yeah, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep
going.
Yep. Yeah, just back and forth. This thing's the damn carousel. These guys are just... it's a little bit of a bumpy ride, and it's back to 3-on-2, but the bandage here for ODDIK. Now the USP not able to find itself that one little Taparino, but instead right now, Henny trying his best, his darndest, but they don't have a kit. So this is the thing. They have to be able to find a duel quickly. But it's looking like Henny now, the newest addition. Today is his debut. Asked here for a 1-on-3 for a clutch. Not looking great. Not looking good. Things are looking a little bit sour with 2 bullets remaining in the chamber.
Over.
1 shot to hit, and he's a dead man walking.
It's not walking anymore.
Yeah,
310.
you're right.
First of 8 required to tie us back up. ODDIK needs to take the pistol conversion. They need to take the first rifle round. They need to take a lot of rounds before giving anything up if they want a realistic chance of securing this map. Matios has a MAC-10, 4 rifles surrounding 2 Galils, 2 AKs. And Red Canids are going to play respectfully. They're going to save. Dually, speed 250, nade. That's about it. KS locks. Case locks. First, speed 250 with Cold Zera just dancing around looking to get a swift drive-by headshot perhaps, but no kills are going his way. Nice, they find 1 good nade from Henny. But Ninth Day answers in kind with a pair. The last alive is coldzera. He finds one. Both AKs are recovered. A Galil stays in hand as well. 3 surviving is good. 4 would have been great, and 5 would have been best case. But given the proactive rotations, 3 is still very solid by all metrics. Red Canids going to get a rifle buy on hand. 4 M4s, all A1Ss, and a FAMAS. No kit, but good utility. ODDIK can take this and sprint away with some rifle rounds, then I'll believe. But until then, it still seems like this is a Red Canids map through and through.
Okay, well, not a believer yet. But, I mean, this is where, you know, ODDIK, they had themselves a really, really slow start in that first half. And we'll see if they've been able to energize themselves. Looking different here for the T side. We'll pop over into the smoke. Now the CTs are making their connections here. Henny will be able to find himself an opening. And that utility, slowly and surely, has now been removed. Maybe not so slowly. It's been a bit quick. And now it's going to be shots being made. But once again, it's just Red Canids once more just taking everything over. Davideus finds himself a double here. And now it's Woody. And 11th round gained. And honestly, I was kind of a bit more convinced. I was a bit more excited. But I think that was a bit of a wash round for them.
That should be it as well. With 2 players falling, they had to reinvest and drop some rifles around. That means that T-side economy is a little bit worse than you might expect. It should be curtains. They're going to go all in. They don't want to be down 4-12. That's too much ground to make up with no room for error. So we're going to go for Tech 9s, Galils, and an AK. 2 smokes, make that 3 smokes. A Molotov and a flash, and that's it. Aggression from Matios, they know they have to be quick. He's going to push straight up towards B. He's worried about Davideus, who rightly should be feared, finding one before being overwhelmed. coldzera's still here, though, already on the back of sight, and he has support from window to boot. ODDIK gonna wisely fall back before they overstay their welcome.
And we're back to an even Stevens, though, right? I mean, we're back to the 3-3, and 2 smokes remain here for the CT side. No utility for the T. Oh, no, that's not true. There is a molly on them. My eye's deceiving here. Pineapple, but good position from Woody. That actually is a pretty strong angle, especially if these guys go for the swing. I get like double. Oh God, he's only able to get the 1, but at least it's something here. Back to the even floor once more. The plant will be done, but the CT surely going to go for this attempt. The numbers are close. Typically, it's a lot of saving, a lot of, you know, just allowing the round to come through. An over-peak commitment is going to be done from Togs, but again, at least he gets something done. He gets a kill. Smoke going to be thrown. coldzera looking everywhere. He's trying to find his options. Now he's been able to figure out where this guy is. He's just going to go for a damn ninja. No way. No way he's going to be able to find it. He can't get it at all. He even gets blinded by the smoke, and he has to tuck tail, get the heck out of here. And ODDIK are going to be able to find themselves rounds, and whoo-wee.
Rounds are rounds, but they are expensive, with only 1 surviving. Rifle will be dropped, and then reinvested by case locks. Galil from Matios is less than ideal, though. Togs, what are you going to get? Probably a Galil or a Mac-10. It's going to be a scrappy duel to the end. Red Canids also going for rifles. 3 A1Ss, 2 FAMASs. Kit still present for Cold. What he does is get a Galil. He actually dropped over his own AK to a teammate. Canids though, getting aggressive, getting different with their setup. To boost up over top of ramp, and 2 pushing in through B main on the stairs. This kind of proactive flank could absolutely unwind ODDIK.
Yeah, they definitely could. Good molly placed, and Python's going to get caught with that a little bit, so he has to push on back. This nade, I'm not going to do as much as I thought it would have, but venomzera now boosted up on the red box, just kind of seeing if the high ground with the FAMAS is going to be enough, but there's 3, if not 4 other players ready to go for this swing. Okay, that's a shot to make, not today. And now venomzera once more, still holding on to this. Is he going to be red? Are they going to be able to find him? Yup, he's not going to make it at all. Mythos, look at this angle. Very nice. Just again, that boost just to spot anybody with the rotates. This might be a situation, unless an engagement happens here for the Red Canids, this could be an opportunity for them to just save these guns, but coldzera keeps a big question onto this. Him finding this duel with still 40 seconds remaining. Still still anybody's situation on this. And now the CTs they're starting to pick it up a bit.
So they are. Togs is flanked though. Gonna be very critical. Will they expect him up close? They are quickly rotating now. David is gonna clear it. So is his teammate, but Togs passes that test well. Henny eventually gets the trade on the back foot. Nearly a lineup for ODDIK, but they get the bar across the line in the end. 6-11, slowly finding their footing this T side, but again, nothing is free. Red Canids individuals are fiery hot. ODDIK, you take every round as carefully as possible.
It's a round by round, and the T side, it's still looking like these guys got a bit of life for them still. So, I mean, the pistols are going to be equipped. A couple, you know, a Deagle, 5.7, P250. Henny actually just going to save everything, which makes sense just to keep that up. But where do they want to place these 4 players in B? Nice little cheeky double nade. It actually will take about 47 damage away from coldzera, so he hasn't seen anybody. Oh, that's going to do. Oh, Davideus. Davideus is able to find himself that double kill. So now he's been able to get information as well. But the long-range fights, they're benefiting these AKs. And they're not even going to pull back on this. They're still being determined to be on those stairs. And the CTs now, they're the ones that are actually going to reinvent themselves a little bit here and change up their positioning.
They are. ODDIK feel like there's a flank coming through and they can't clear out those angles. Going to keep the gas on towards the site. I don't know how David got to. There's somebody literally lining up a smoke with him in view. Dink comes in. Actually, there was a dink through a teammate. Does next to nothing from the USP. venomzera has the deal. That's the last real scary factor here. K-Sox gets 1. Henny a trade, but nothing more. Again, nothing is free for ODDIK. Everything is expensive. Even against the pistols, they lose 3. Keeps their economy honest, which is not good. If they lose a round, if Red Canids get to a 12th, ODDIK are going to be in a very bad spot economically.
Yeah, honestly, like it's still an impressive showing just from Red Canids. The fact they're able to, you know, take that many guns away. Like, I know it's different on the T side because the guns are a bit cheaper. Obviously, the economy is a little bit different, but it does make a huge difference as we get later and later into this game. So it's a good note for them to still find themselves, you know, that 2-3 kills. ODDIK now really needing to pick things up just a little bit more. They're doing it slowly, but now they're going to get tested again here with the guns. Togs once more just going to be lurking into middle. And this is a big duel that he has to find because coldzera is just on the top here. Oh, God, I was thinking, why are you going for this? But that Molotov might push Cold back. But he's not going to press on it here, Pineapple. Yes, actually, he's going to be a little bit more conservative. A little bit more of that passive thinking here from ODDIK.
Yes, it is. Slow from both teams. They can feel the pressure mounting. Minute left in the round, minute 5, and no kills as of yet. Just a bit of chip from a nade onto coldzera. Flash comes in. Very niche angle. Fight won by Night. They a big one to find. He has come alive in tremendous form. He's at 16 kills, top for his team. coldzera in middle, though, despite the lower HP, lines up 2 as they just walk into his crosshair. He is traded. The bomb was spotted and time is now of the essence. Matthews lurking out B, spots one big head to find. David taken down. Naite and Matthews are both low. They're spotted CT. Tenny, he again just continues to chip away at Matthews. Now low on HP. Naite finally put that bomb down. Both CTs on the jump up. Both CTs looking to make this retake quick. But Naite catches one in rotation. The second one at Gen gets a kill. Togs, just play off contact, swing off contact. That's the only way they win this round. Keep it in a 2 versus 1. So tense, so back and forth. Henny isolates the first. Henny, a monster in his own right, secures the second. A big 1 versus 2 for Henny to find. I actually think it was a 1 versus 3. The Red Canids stumble a bit, but recover and find map point on their map pick.
Yeah, that's it. Honestly, I feel like that's just some poor decision from ODDIK. I mean, they kept kind of like toying with this idea that they wanted to go for this fight, but I felt like they just needed to play a better positioning. I know the one player being behind the the plant red box, they were low, they didn't have a lot of options, but it just kind of felt like they were jiggling too much and trying really hard to go for that frag. And yeah, it's just that's a tough pill to swallow. But for Red Canids fans right now, they're going to be ecstatic because right now, only one round away from pushing this thing all the way to Anubis. Mac 10 in the hands of the T's. venomzera is only able to find himself this one duel, but the nade does so much damage. Case Locks, he's down to 3, and now he's gone to the grave. But a 4-on-3 still on the board. And now the CTs of Henny, look at him. He might be going for the flank. He might be able to do something big. He might have this highlight moment once again. I don't know, but no, he's going to get red. Oh no, he gets manipulated around the smoke. This is given a little bit more time here for ODDIK to maybe work with something.
Gives them some time. There's no utility left for Red Canids either, and they're all in. So if ODDIK can win this round, they'll buy themselves some more breathing room. The spam, so influential. Nithon drops 1. Bomb to be spotted here shortly. Yes, it is. With spray, though, nevertheless traded. Togs is the last. He's been weary and paranoid of this flank. There's no such flank, no such play coming through. He'll walk up the ramp with 45 seconds left and a 1 versus 2 ahead of him. An unenviable spot for a player who's had a quiet second map. Is a Galil to add insult to injury. It will be a one-shot headshot, though. He doesn't have that information at hand. He'll get the bomb. Go towards Cat. This might sidestep his enemies. Also might have heard those steps into the elevator. When spotted, spray is so belabored, and David will exploit that. 13-7. Red Canids carried by their individuals, really hitting their stride and finding their shots. Henny especially looked very good on the rifle.
Yeah, he did. Honestly, it felt like, he didn't really have to showcase a lot with the op because
The other side, the other matchup of the evening was finished up. Bestia 2-0'd Vikings and eliminated them from contention in the ESL Challenger Atlanta South American Close Qualifier, which means that Bestia is waiting in the lower finals for the loser of this matchup, Red Canids and ODDIK. The winner, of course, gets a spot directly into Grands, gets to skip a best of 3 tomorrow morning/afternoon. As you can tell, both teams desperately want that opportunity. Looking at the investments, dualies for Davideos and venomzera. Flashes for Henny means no kit in play for the CT side of Red Canids. ODDIK have 2 sets of utility on Woody and Mathios, and Glocks surrounding.
Yeah, and actually, I'm glad you brought that up about the second game too, because now this is going to be an opportunity for Bestia just to get a little bit of that, sit back and watch and kind of see what they can expect from this and who they might play and take a lot of notes for a map like this. So this is going to be really, really important for them. But back to this one is, again, like you said, ODDIK are going to be on the T side. And the double dualies for venomzera and Davideus has been very strong, what we saw from the previous map of Vertigo. And I think for this right now, for Red Canids, I mean, they had 3 players set up on this A, ready for something, but the dualies are going to buy a little bit more time here for E-Box. Now, the hit's coming through. It's a good read here from the CT side. Is the firepower going to be able to sustain this? And it's looking like no. It looks like the plant will be done. It will be commenced, but there's still lots of players remaining here that they can go for this retake.
3 versus 4, but no kit makes it very difficult. They have to manage their time well. Dualies for venomzera, though, could definitely open something up. Could say the same for Case Locks, though. coldzera, a double on the USP. Henny, a 3rd on his. He's just Pogs on site. He's gotten 1, but he's out of ammo and also out of space. venomzera gets the kill with the dualies. 2 for him, 2 for Cold, 1 for Henny. And Red Canids pull off a quick retake to gain control of the momentum in the early goings of Anubis. And like I said, I'm expecting this to be very T-sided. A CT pistol is a big boon for Red Canids on the start.
Yeah, like anything that's going to happen on the CT side here, like if you can find yourself, 4 rounds plus, like you're going to be feeling really, really good. And getting this pistol is definitely the right start because now, I mean, the plant does come through. So as you can see, ODDIK actually will commit to the force buy. I think this is a really, really smart idea just because if they can pull the second round back, it's going to crush the CT economy even worse. So this puts even more pressure than the pistol, right? So ODDIK in a prime position, they have to be able to win these gunfights. That's going to start it. That's going to do. Any being a little bit more aggressive, but now we're starting to see ODDIK picking things up a little bit of a notch. Now the heater's starting to burn a bit, and they find themselves these opening engagements to get the bomb down, and they've already just shut down Nithon, and this is going to be red. Canids, they're not going to have a hope in hell of getting this round.
No. At this point, their best case is surviving with 2 MP9s. Even that doesn't seem too likely given this very aggressive hunt from Nithe and co. Nithe gets that lit player, finishes off with what he started. And they know the second one is here as well. The MP9 trying to run down one, but he's not alone. The scout has support from Matios, and that is a very swift response from ODDIK to tie things up at 1 a pop. And Red Canids on the CT side going to feel compelled to invest, but the buy is going to be very compromised. Deagles in hand for Devadeus and venomzera. coldzera and Henny also follow along in the same way, and Nithon goes for that 5-7. Very scary prospects indeed, but hefty advantage for ODDIK.
Yeah, that was such a such a bold move to make, and I love it because not only did they win it, but they win it in just outstanding fashion, right? So now for Red Canids, they have to just kind of put these pistols right back onto it. 4 Deags with the 5-7, so they're really hoping the Silver Bullet's going to do something big here. And back to kind of a more of a defaulty setup, I would say, like just having the 2-1-2, grouping up towards mid and bridge area now from the CT side. I do like that they're getting a little bit more active on this. I'd like to see them push a bit more silently, find some kind of timing. The A site is going to be theoretically open for a very short blip, but you can see that Davideus and Nithon, they are going to be close. The question if they can hold on. It's not looking like it's long here. The Band-Aid is just not able to sustain this cut, and these CTs have to now pull back a little bit. No kit or defuse kits, so it's not going to be a Spirit Ninja defuse or anything like that here, but it's looking like ODDIK might be able to get themselves this round in the lead.
It's going to be a save for the pistols, and the Kevlar makes sense, gives the next round a bit of bite. I think can find an exit as well. Nithe is very alone with an M4 in hand. Getting this kill, picking up this rifle, would be good for their prospects in the following. Nithe slings forward, finds one. Needs to be careful once again. Don't want to give away a rifle.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd love that full push like this. Oh god. Oh, they don't even clear him. Oh, well, man, I don't know how Davideus misses that shot. I mean, that's the thing about a Deag is like, it feels like it can be so great, but it's as soon as you miss that first bullet accuracy, it's all downhill, man. That snowball's just getting bigger and bigger, and yeah, you're gonna have a bad time.
Very bad time. coldzera did get the kill with the Deagle, and venomzera recovered the M4. So my fears were realized with that individual hunt from Nithe. We'll have to see if that rifle, that dropped rifle, comes to bite them in round 4. Still 2 players with Kevlar for this CT side. Davideus has a Deagle of his own as well. Arch is taking control of A main as they have been, clearing off the platform. Togs does drop coldzera. He's pushing B main for information. Good kill from one of the 2 lurks here. Him and Case Locks holding over towards B main. He's gonna peek though. Still a player holding. That's Case Locks. Lots of damage done, and he's at a single point of health. Red Canids are gonna force the issue up B main. ODDIK need to be careful here. These 2, if they fall, those rifles are recovered, saved into the following, and be a big boon for the CT economy.
Uh-oh. Well, thankfully 2 of them are here, but yeah, these CTs are just gonna try to keep this M4 in the spawn. That's an armor on the player too, so yeah, that's a good amount of investment. But this is a nice hunt though. I like this. This is worth it because they're gonna have the money. It doesn't matter at all. Okay, that doesn't feel good. But if they can get themselves these guns and just kind of remove that armor and the M4 from the CT player, that's gonna be a huge impact going into this falling around. But instead, actually, it's a MAC 10. So okay, yeah, CTs are just popping off now. These guys are they're gonna get rewarded here with double rifles. So that backfires pretty badly, I would say, Pineapple.
So does it. Forces the T's to dip into their coffers a bit more than they would like. It gives a second rifle over to Red Canids, further bolstering their investment. As you can see, they had to make some compromises, but not nearly as many as they would have had to. had they not brought any rifles into the next round. Coldzera, no utility. Henny compromised as well, but everybody else has full utility. Kits, rifles. Decent buy for Red Canids. Woody has his op online, though. That could be a difference maker now that we're into the rifle rounds proper.
As they execute onto bridge, so these guys are going to fight for this mid control. I love the different pace now, right? You can see 4 players are committed to this. They're just going to try to wrap it into A, but they're doing it in such a different way. It's a little bit more unorthodox. They're going to go through the choke point. They're going to go through a funnel, and they're still going to be able to win these fights. So they've just been able to gain themselves this A site. They had the keys in their hands, and they were able to unlock the door easily. And now, Red Canids, they're going to have to save these guns. They have to be able to just post up and look for exit frags one more time. But look at ODDIK. They're going to go for the hunt one more time. They definitely want to try it. It didn't work before, but maybe this second attempt has something different.
Definitely looks different with Mathios getting complete T-spawn control. Now, do you think the hunt is worth it? You're going to slink forward. Mathios posted. Biding his time. Finally seizes the day, getting 1. Trade comes through cold. He's going to be forced into the open by the Molotov. No, he's not. He's going to survive. David is here to support. David again making rounds expensive. Four to 1 though. ODDIK pulling away on this T-side as we expected. Again, T-sided teams. This matchup has felt T-sided through and through.
Yeah, it's really important, right? Like, because I feel like we don't always talk about maps that are so heavy on one side. Like this map, you know, is such a T-sided heavy map that you really do need to build yourself a good comfort on it. So ODDIK getting a little bit more closer and closer to securing, you know, the 6, which I feel like if you can get yourself 8-4 as a T side, that's a really nice transition getting into the CT. But we'll see, because we can see the Red Canids, they're still fighting back. They still have really good shots. It's just the fact of they're losing the site control so quickly. So it's more of a positioning thing and the timing. But ODDIK have done such a good job, I should say, you know, just being able to get to the right place in the right time.
Yeah, it was a bunch of aggressive, quick plays to get site control early. Now it's more of a default. A big change of pace that could catch Red Canids out. I like the change of pace from ODDIK. Utility in towards E-box yields control for Nightday. Case locks thinking about peeking B main. Needs to be careful. Good swing from Nightday, but he had no helmet. That's unfortunate. No helmet on a T-sided player is definitely a choice.
Not the right choice, but it is. You're right. It is a choice, but bold move. But probably don't ever want to do that again.
Never again. It's an opening given away. 30 seconds left. They're gonna have to go towards B. 3/4 of the team is here. The 4th is lurking for a late flank E-box. Double up back plat, but it's probably not going to be expected. venomzera still gets 1 a second before falling even. 3 for him in the round, and that should be it all but certainly. Case Locks finds 1, and as I mentioned, that second stack towards that plat corner completely discounted as possible. The last alive is Woody. He has an op in hand, excuse me. With 5 seconds left, he's nowhere near the action. Red Canids take a round with 4 surviving, and he has his op in hand. Good CT round to start building up a bank.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing, right? I mean, it's the fact that, you know, the Red Canids are still putting themselves in good firefights. They are, you know, playing well. Like the firepower is still there. It's not like it's kind of fizzling like what we saw before on the second map for ODDIK. This time they lock it down a lot better. venomzera having himself a field day, been getting the triple. And honestly, I love that cheeky play, just playing the double player into corner like that on the platform, because why would you ever expect somebody to just swing out of that? So nice little mid-round decision, just a small detail, but pays off huge for these guys. So a 2-1-2 we go for the defense. Op still for Henny. Woody was able to save that AWP as well. Like you talked about, that nade should just land right on his feet. Wow, it actually went past him. So it's going to be a little bit lucky. Pop flash going to be thrown, and actually it is going to be gained here for ODDIK. They will be able to find that opener. Surprisingly, I thought he was going to be removed.
Round 1, but that victory is short-lived. We're back to even footing. Woody, a very precarious angle on the op. Looks like the Risk has been averted, though, as Red Canids cede control. Cogs. In case locks both towards main. Op of Woody again. Fickle angle with the op, but he has support from Mathios now. 48 seconds left. Here come the utility. venomzera swinging out. Good damage, but no kill. coldzera mollied out. Caught similarly. Mathios gets that. Henny and Davideus might consider saving at this stage. 2 versus 4, unless they can get a kill very quickly. Probably won't be a worthwhile endeavor. That nade. No connection. Equals no round. Davideus probably holding for exits and nothing more. ODDIK back into the winner's column. And again, stressing this CT economy.
Yeah, and I feel like it was kind of giving that bit of an opening when, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Cold actually that went for the big swing behind the,
he was
the
mollied
pillar
out.
here in sight. Yeah, and he was mollied out, right? But he had to go for the swing. But him not getting that kill for the player that was open like that, it just allowed, again, that more comfort, I want to say, to get themselves in that B site. So, okay. Well, fifth is grabbed. Money sucks here for the CT and some of these players, but Henny does have the 5K, so he should be able to drop this one player. But they're going to deplete everything here. First time out going to be used as well, so I think probably the right time. Because, I mean, now this is a moment where these guys can decide, do we want to put a little bit more pressure outside of A main? Do we want to try to do something with a little bit more of a microaggression, or do we just kind of play our game, or maybe even just changing one player in a different position? That can always change things around. So this is a really, really important utilization of that timeout.
So it is a required one to get their heads back into it, figure out what they want to do. Honestly, I feel like ODDIK need 8 or 9. I'd say ideally 9 on this T side because both these teams are so aggressive, are so assertive, are so at home on the T side. And he has his op. Hasn't gotten to do anything with it. ODDIK back to the bread and butter. Lots of utility exchanged early in the round.
Yeah, look at Mathos. He's already got himself into A main once again. He's been getting that control pretty much for free. I feel like uncontested. Shot made here from Henny. Davideus just on the other side. That smoke's going to block him off, and he's not able to get the kill, but he's done some good infliction of damage. Henny now, a big test for him. Somebody that needs to shine bright, but it's only going to be the one kill. The M4 Knife-on, though, surprisingly, the snake in the grass. He's the one that's able to find himself the double. AK's made its way into the site. What a beautiful bit of a spray down. venomzera now by himself on the 1-on-2. The bomb is all the way in the back of mid. So now ODDIK, they have some time to make some different decisions.
Now they have the luxury of time, yes. Bomb also been recovered. They've grouped up. It's venomzera, though. No slouch. Top of the board for his team. Here's the steps of one. Mathios is low. They need to be careful. Lining up, potentially even. First secured. Second, not expected. Still, the flick around from venomzera gets the headshot. A tremendous 1v2 to outclass the spray transfer from Mathios. A massive one for Red Canids to steal away. Their economy, still anything but pretty. 4 players fall. They'll get a reinvestment, but it's not going to be the ideal. But MP9 for Davideus. Famas for Nithon. Lackluster utility for Henny. ODDIK. Not pretty for them either. Nightday's completely without utility. Mathias is on a flash smoke. Woody's on even less. It's getting scrappy and down to the wire, but the individuals are waking up for both teams.
I just can't believe Venom was able to find that. And now, I mean, this is a situation where the CT of Nithon, he's done his good job just to kind of holding the fort as much as he can, right? Because again, that's the important piece to these CTs to get to rotate through. But now the bomb has actually made its way into this site. It's going to go down. The CTs, interestingly enough, are going to group up towards B, and they have actually decided, losing that site that quickly, they didn't actually get to rotate as much as I thought they would have. They're going to just save this, and once again, it comes down to the duel of one engagement, and it changes the course of the round.
Yep, no utility to go for a retake, no control. Theoretically, they've already lost control of middle in that endeavor. It's a painful call to make. However, Red Canids have been very good at saving. Will ODDIK challenge? Will they try to drop some of these weapons? If they could drop that op, it would be huge. Dog's thinking about it. Throws a Molotov. It doesn't even land. It's a very late call. 6-3 ODDIK, at the very least, a tied ball game in the second half. But again, they want 8 or 9, ideally 9, on the T side of Anubis. Y comes in for Red Canids. 1 from Moss, 1 MP9, 2 A1Ss, and a op. ODDIK keep what they had before. Mathios is on that Galil still. And aggression in middle. Henny finally getting an opportunity to open things up with his op. Will not miss the opportunity on the case locks. It's a big opening to find.
That's a massive opening to find. And it's about time too, right? Because we both were kind of in agreement that, look, like the op was a bit underwhelming right now. From somebody like Henny, right? Like, and again, that's not to him necessarily. It just feels like it wasn't really getting delivered like we thought it could. So now it's maybe things are picking up now. Low-hanging fruit here in mid. He's able to find that one. Takes a big bite of it. Mythos once again gets himself this A main control, which is pretty much up for grabs all the time. It's got the ODDIK logo right on there. But it's a question if we can see Woody being able to get himself to flirt into mid. He has to be able to find the timing of this. And Henny gets himself another one. This is just becoming more of a stunt here. And the T's can't get past this barricade. The op is now fully delivered. It's quick. It's swift. And now it's all down to one player to see what he can do on a 1-on-5. And an impossible mission. So the Red Canids are going to get themselves right back into this with a 4th round on the board.
4th round with a 3K from Henny. Big round for the op to come alive in. The flank middle, at that point, expected with the numbers thinned as they were. Well done from Red Canids to really turn a corner. Again, both teams have felt like they're on the cusp of being reset time and again. This time, ODDIK really are, though. No one has any money left in the bank, barring Nightday, who has 100. If they lose this round, they very likely lose the next. That would mean a tied ball game of 6 apiece into the second half. Not a good enough margin for the T side.
It's coming down closer and closer to that nade. Actually isn't going to pop open the smoke. venomzera. Oh my god, look at that. A Galil. Out of all guns here, going to be opening it up. Disrespecting the smoke. Oh, this player, I thought he was maybe going to get a second chance at it. Bomb's not going to go down, but Davideus finds himself a quick little bit of a power up on the double kill, but now Henny by himself with a 1-on-3. 2 players semi-low. 1 player with 6 HP, the other with 57, but for Henny, again, you have to preserve this op. You have to keep it for the last round, and ODDIK once again, despite it being a bit bumpy in that mid portion of the execute, they get themselves a 7th.
So they do. The early commitment pays off. The double entry in towards E-Box is a massive pair for, I believe it was Nightday to find. This is the thing, all the individuals for ODDIK, barring Woody, are really activated, and the T-side op of Anubis is not very easy for Woody. Additionally, he's the IGL. His job is calling the plays, and right now his calling has been good. And he survives. They won't hunt him down. Fair enough.
I respect it.
As do I. Investments coming through. Lackluster utility again for this CT side on Coldzera and Davideus. There's kits, though, for venomzera and Nithon. ODDIK, solid buy for them on the T side.
It's all down to this, and like I said, for ODDIK, if they can get this 8th round, that's going to be a really good comfort with a 4-round lead on the CT side, because it is the more difficult side to play. But and now ODDIK are just trying to get the job done here for round number 12 of the first. They're going to run through mollies, trying to be firefighters. But look at Nithon once again, the IGL prevailing here to stunt this aggression. But all of a sudden, it comes back down to the 3v3. The ball made its way into this site. Henny gets himself gifted a kill here. Case Locks overextending his welcome. But now, with the number advantage, is this going to be enough for the CTs? Look at Togs. Togs is able to get himself through this smoke. He's manipulating it well. He just needs to get the perfect timing, and he might be able to find the double. It's going to be the pop open, but no! It's just going to be whiffs across the board. And Woody by himself with a 1-on-3 to try everything, but it's not meant to be. The Red Canids are going to be able to get themselves this 5th round, meaning the half's going to be over with a 7-5 in favor of ODDIK, transitioning over to the CT side. And we're going to take that break as we get locked and loaded.
I can feel your touch, even when you're not here. You mean more than much. Make me see clear, and I can breathe the air. You're my favorite song on the radio. All of me, my spirit and halo. You're my comfort, my rhythm and blues. You're the headlines in the morning news. I carry you wherever I go. You're in my heart till I'm weak and old. I carry you, you brighten my soul, making me glow. I carry you wherever I go. I can see your face in a crowd of millions. No one can take your place. The only one that can guide me through the maze. You're my favorite song on the radio. All of me, my spirit and halo. You're my comfort, my rhythm and blues. You're the headlines in the morning news. I carry you. I carry you wherever I go. You're in my heart till I'm weak and old.
Back and forth, streaky first half ends with ODDIK at a tenuous lead 7-5, but they're entering the CT side of Anubis, a very difficult side to be on, and the pistol be a stellar way to start things off for them. Dualies for Woody. He has no Kevlar and a smoke as well on the belt. Togs has been dropped a flashbang. Straight aggression in middle for Red Canids. They're going towards Temple as well, not looking to go towards A. Maybe with the bomb, we'll just jump into CT spawn. Red Canids looking very comfortable and very aggressive. Woody lurking out middle, fares no better. His dualies are dropped. Matios at Heaven will be the next man to take contact. He gets 2. Might even get a 3rd. Spamming away, he will succeed. A big 3rd to find, and now a potential 4th as he reloads. No, Night Day instead. The support avenges his fallen comrade. venomzera is the last towards main. He's trying to duel with the Glock as he may, but on 12 HP, it simply is not feasible at this stage. Togs gets the body shot. And ODDIK, as I mentioned, a much-needed pistol to further their advantage on this CT side.
And it just especially too that I love that red, the red candidates were able to get themselves through temple. I like that different plan, go through mid, try to be a little bit cheeky with it, but it's Mythos that comes up massive with the triple, like just holding a tight angle like that. And the fact they can just tap Reno and just get themselves that pistol is everything they needed. No plant for the red candidates as well. So this is again a situation where if we would have saw the plant like we did in the first half, they would have been forcing up. They would have been trying everything, but oh God, Pineapple, look at what just happened to them. A nade just flying from the sky, takes down 2 of the players below 30 HP, and they haven't even seen a single person.
It's Junker. Makes them far more susceptible to that MP9, of which there is 4. It is a save for Red Canids. Looking for damage, maybe a bomb plant, and that's the best case. Realistically, they can't get around unless there's something insane coming out of the Deagles. Very slow one for Red Canids as well. Gonna group up and probably use their numbers here.
I mean, the Deagles are definitely something that it can do something, but especially in this region, I feel like we always get those sick highlight reels with the Deag, but who's going to be the one? Ooh, shot fired. I think that was from Henny, if I'm not mistaken, but no dice. Snake Eyes not able to get himself anything yet. 40 seconds now remain on the clock. They have the bomb control for them, but now it's this MP9 being this close. This is where it is. This is a moneymaker. Maybe. Oh God, it's not. It's only 1 kill. So now maybe a more of a time here. Some players in camera. Ooh, finally Deagle connects. Then yeah, it's going to be a nice cleanup. Losing 2 people, not too bad. They're able to retrieve the M4. And the MP9s will stay in their hands as well. So bit bumpy, but they get it done.
Bit bumpy, but they prevent a bomb plant, and they still keep a majority of the team up at least. Red Canids ready with the rifles, though. Henny compromising on a Galil to get full utility. Selfless play, I like it. ODDIK fill the gaps with 2 M4s of their own. Those players will be low on cash should this round not go in their favor. 9-5, though. Pressure beginning to mount for the Red Canids. Running out of room. David not feeling the pressure. Finds 1, finds 2 at main. He's dinked down by the MP9, but he still has secured a hefty advantage. Case Locks finally gets a trade, an inroad via a nade. They're still trailing by 1. They don't have much utility left on the belts either.
No, they do not. And then it comes right back to the, the old big firefight statement. But I mean, the right idea here for the Red Canids. And now, I mean, they're going to get themselves a free site. ODDIK, though, stacking on this, being active. They got themselves creeped out. Now they spot this one lingering player, Davideus. He's down to 2 HP. So now they know. Now they know they can go for this. And it is that 3-on-4. So this is a doable situation. Still with the 1 kit of remaining. Double flash and an HE. But it's going to be critical. Davideus, if he can find this kill, this might be a save round in itself. That could be enough. That might just be enough. Yes, indeed. 2 HP. Who cares? The guy's still going to be able to pop off.
It's a massive pair for him to find. It really punishes their attempt. I liked the late flank, but the flash just broadcasts what they're going for. I almost feel like a contact play would have been better and more unexpected. Case Locks, he was in the middle. He got the 1 kill in the round by virtue of the grenade. Now he's going to try and save. It looks like he will be allowed to do so. Red Canids are more keen on building up their T-side economy than hunting down this lone saved rifle. I think that's the right call, the right judgment. 3 rounds separating these 2 teams, though. And the buy from ODDIK is going to be hamstrung because Matios and Night Day are so low on money. Togs as well, hurting.
Oh boy. 9-6. Like we said, for anybody that is just tuning in now, I mean, this is, again, the winning team puts themselves in the grand final spot, but the lower team will get a second shot at this, where Bestia is waiting in the wings here to see who they're going to be playing against. And that'll be in the tomorrow match, the fight for the grand final. But no time for that. Still lots of Counter-Strike left here, and ODDIK, though, being in a tighter position here with 2 players with these pistols. I'm surprised we don't see anything with aggression quickly, but already losing one of these players quickly, it's not a good start here for CT side.
That's not at least damage done to Henny, but they need these openings. They need everything they can get. Nightday's on only a 5-7. Difficult prospects for this CT side. The bomb is probably going to go towards A. No one's on the site proper. Two are looking towards the middle. They're at exit side. They will now walk in towards the site, playing close and personal. Two M4s trying to be unexpected, walking up. Woody, second contact. venomzera takes them. Matios and Woody cannot get anything going. Togs and Night, they should both be trying to save their belts, armor, and weapons. Ideally, Night gets a rifle somewhere, but Davideus is already keen on the hunt. One, not the second, but Togs, now known by his adversaries, is probably not going to be long for this world.
Yeah, this is what was so impressive from the red Canids is the fact that, again, like their T side, and you know, is looking really good on Vertigo. This is a map where we talked about in the first half where look, it is a T side heavy favored map, but them just kind of getting themselves, you know, right back into the rolling punches here. Gonna get that 7th grabbed up for ODDIK. I'm gonna be curious what we get for this money situation. It's not gonna be looking good here. Hog's in a good spot to save it. So it's a situation where we might not even see barely any investment on this. They might maybe put a couple pistols, pretty light though, because he does have some utility, which is important. That Molly and Smoke are pretty impactful to this round, to say the least.
Yes, they are. Gives them some bite, given the fact that it's going to be a save. Dogs throwing out his utility immediately, actually dropping out over his teammates. Never mind. Over to Case Locks and Night Day. Where is the rifle playing? Mid. Don't hate the idea.
Not at all. I think it's actually a smart idea. Because at least he can just get that trade, right?
Get a trade or it's can be picked up. Red Canids, though, no frills. Straight into a take over towards A. Site controlled fallen. Plant now very quickly secured. At this point, 1 or 2 kills is probably the best outcome for ODDIK.
Boy, Henny, get your gun out. Get your damn gun out. Okay. Him and coldzera. Knockout hits. Jab, jab, cross, and look at that. I mean, I know it's against pistols, but again, at least he's got his back and some good coordination. The Red Canids now going to get themselves an 8th, so a 1-round differential we go. But this will be more of a binding question for me about with the rifles that will be in the play. It won't be enough for good off play. I mean, if they do decide to do this, it would be a glass cannon, essentially. I don't know if I love that idea. I would rather the M4s just with full utility, just so that they can hold things off a little bit more. Look at Togs. I was thinking maybe he's hesitating. I was thinking on the one, but no, he will commit to it. So here we go. Round 18, this could be the pivot. This could really change things around, and honestly, for both these teams.
Swing round. Not quite economically, but ODDIK are struggling. They have full A1Ss, no op. Woody's had a difficult map.
Yeah. He's really had a difficult map. And I mean, this was a player that he was finding himself not, I wouldn't necessarily say he was always like multi-killing, but I feel like he was getting impact kills. And right now with him being 3 and 10 at this moment in the game, it's, you hope to see him find himself something to bring himself back, right? To resurrect himself a little bit here.
Straight play towards B, perhaps, because there's no smoke to guise it.
Well, exactly. And I was just, and I'm glad you said it because it was like, look, like they're going to actually switch things up entirely here. They're going to actually commit to this B hit, and they're not even going to mess around. They're just going to go full execute into this. It's a spray. It's a whip. It's not anything connecting. Now Togs, maybe. It's just only him so far that's been able to find anything. This nade might be able to find a kill. It will not. coldzera catches it a little bit off the shoulder with 10 HP to spare. But the CTs, if they don't find this kill like you talked about, they might just have to go to the beach, hang out, read a magazine. I don't know, but this game might be right back to a tie quickly.
It's gotta be at this point. There's that trade. The other two are already heading for the hills. Nightday is spotting with a Molotov in hand. They don't throw a smoke early, and when he gets blinded, he doesn't even throw the Molotov. He just falls away. Any possibility of a delay hinges on that nade. They don't throw it. That leads to everybody rotating in, being caught. Matias and Togs both save. Okay, cool. They're out of time now. It's gone from 7-5 to 9-9. Red Canids are looking hot. They have the momentum. They've broken the CT economy. And I've seen next to nothing to inspire from ODDIK.
Oh boy. Yeah, and like both these teams, you know, most of the games they played, I mean, this is where we said they were pretty defensive heavy, but this map is always a big test of that. But it just feels like they haven't been able to find too much since the first half. I mean, they got themselves the pistol and everything like that, but really it's just been kind of slowing down. So right back into it we go. Not stayed out. It's already taken down critical HP on this. An MP9 available still from the CT side. Red Canids still posted up, waiting things out, playing a lot more passive, waiting for a pick, expecting some kind of aggression. But I do like this change up. They've been really mixing their playbook a lot here on the T side, Pineapple. They are.
Really done well to control the pace. Constantly going slow, going fast, keeping ODDIK guessing, making it so it's hard to pace their utility. And now Red Canids just have complete control of middle. The spot from Case Locks, he's a Molotov ready, but it's going to be a very difficult thing to rebuke. He'll throw the Molotov, and they'll just jump through it. Flames aren't what they used to be. Case Locks good for one. coldzera an immediate trade, though, and Case Locks can't double down. Woody towards B main, or A main, trying to get in. That's spot one with the aid in hand. And coldzera is there to support, and already they're cutting ties with the round. Red Canids take away the lead. 10-9. And again, the CT economy has been battered. It's been bruised. They have nothing much to show for this half, barring the pistol round and the second.
Exactly. And I mean, it's someone like Cold that's able to get himself that triple and just get this opener. And I'd love to see it. And look at these guys. They're just winning these fights. And they only lose one player of their IGL, which it's all good. And the money's good. 14-5 that was sitting for Nithon. 14,000 for coldzera. Like, this is where you talked about bumped and bruised. Man, that is definitely the correct statement here for the CT side, because I mean, you have two players that are sitting at, 4,000, just a little bit over, the rest at that low mid 3,000s. It's in this game being this close. I don't know if I would personally want to go for a purchase. I feel like if you were, it was just going to be some, okay, well, I'm not even going to finish that because apparently I'm going to look real dumb, but I was thinking, look, like, I don't know if I would want to invest on it. I know the game's close, but I would almost rather the extra rifles, maybe the op with that extra utility, but instead they're gonna try to bring it.
This is a half buy with a hero rifle. Half buy with two hero. Nope, half buy with one hero rifle. Everybody else is around 1,550, 3,000 for Woody to get an op in the following. 2,100 for Knight. They to facilitate a buy with the loss bonus. This is a hedging your bets, give yourself a chance, but still prepare for the next round instead investment. It's a lot of finesse to get this in. It'll make the next round a little bit more difficult in terms of investment. The ODDIK changing things up with a push down middle. Oh, I like the idea. The execution is just not there. Nithon activating individually. Spots a third. Round again already feels over. Advantage feels insurmountable. 11 seems like a distinct possibility at this stage. Even more so with Cold Sarah now chiming in. Nithon knows this one's here. The Deagle finds just some damage. Just Togs, B. Alone, no one's here, no one's close. Might try to find that rifle and save it for the following, but even that seems foolhardy and unlikely.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I really didn't like that idea. Like, I just thought for ODDIK, like, I get what they were trying to do. I just feel like the Canids were ready for it. I think they even were maybe expecting it would be like a light buy, so they were kind of posting up for it. But I mean, that's the thing. You have to mix things up. It's always going to be a bit of a coin flip, and I mean, for them, it went the wrong way. It went to tails. So Red Canids now putting themselves here to get this 11th. That's really the question about if, you know, Togs can get himself a kill, maybe find himself a gun, and to stay alive. Like, I mean, this is really the name of the game here for him in this round. He gets spotted. Now he has to retreat on this, but look at these players. They're all hunting him down. They're all just going to press forward, and now he's not going to be able to play Survivor because he's off this island, and now 11th is gained.
11th is gained. Economy for the CT side is workable for a buy, but the pressure's on. Can't lose rounds from here. This is all in, all or nothing. You either win here, give yourself a chance, 10 to 11. Have to fight your way out the hard way, given the CT or given the T economy, but to win here and the next one and the next one. An uphill battle to say the least. A last stand for ODDIK to prevent the reverse sweep from coming to fruition.
Oh boy. Well, let's see if this time I will do anything. The op, like you said, I mean, I love to see what he find himself now here for round number 21. The Red Canids 2 away from getting themselves a booked ticket into the grand finals, which means that they have to play the team that will win in the lower bracket tomorrow. Let's not make sure they get through their head too much. Henry is getting aggressive. He gets caught in the kneecap, so he's going to get a second life here. Pop over to the smoke. He's looking to find a kill. That nade is going to make a connection. Woody not able to get the op into play, but at least that utility will do something. Look at this. Not say now. He's even trying to re-aggress again. He's still pressing forward, even though he's missed 20 different shots, and he's still determined to find it, but he will finally get punished for it.
Over aggressive, desperate to really cement the round. They give an opportunity back to Red Canids. And this veteran squad is not going to be keen on letting that go. They're still holding their ground. They're still trying to bait ODDIK into these duels. Togs has been dropped the op on his low HP. Looks like the call is still going to be towards B. 3 defenders await. Red Canids have so much utility ready for this to execute.
Oh, look at Woody. Oh, look at Woody. He's going to get active. He's going to try something. Oh, no. Oh, they're going to be able to find that. I was thinking Cold might have been able to get the timing right, but venomzera was trying to throw some extra utility. That trade will come through. Now down to the 3 and 3. The CTs, 2 of them posted up here in the B site. A molly that's going to get thrown onto it. Hogs is going to get himself a little bit of a connection here with the op. Now making it a second. The molly might push him back just enough. He's not going to be able to have the ground. 17 seconds, and he finally gets put away. Nithon with 15 HP. This nade might just be able to get the job done, and indeed it will. And ODDIK will keep themselves alive into this game through an absolute bar burn of a round and a brawl.
A brawl, not even the opper. It was the low HP player on the op, finding a leg onto one and a kill onto the player E-box. Massive kills to find. ODDIK know the pressure's not off their shoulders. They call a timeout again. Their buy's going to be belabored. 2 MP9s, 2 M4s, and that op carried over for Woody, who has no utility. There's also no kit, important to note. Red Canids have more than enough money for the rest of the series, for the rest of this map at this stage. AK's full armor, op for Henny. Utility belts are filled to the brim as well. Does not get easier for ODDIK. We're trying to close it out in regulation time. They need to win 3 in a row without losing 1 to win it 13 to 11. 2 while losing 1 to get to overtime. Anything less is a bitter loss and reverse sweep.
We knew this game was going to be, we definitely thought this series could be really close, and boy, oh boy, has it delivered. Now the CT side putting 3 players towards that B side, maybe making it even 4 now with a little bit of hesitation here from Woody. He was playing in a passive setup of the mid. Still will do that, so he's close onto the tempo rotate. And in worst case, he can go through CT spawn in the beach. Oh, case locked. He's not able to get anything, but he's a little bit of tenderizing. Davideus being that entry that he needs to be, but Nate picks up an MP5 or MP9, I should say, but it's not going to matter at all because he's down too. Woody now ready to go with the off, waiting things out in the wind. The plant's coming through, and his over-aggression gets punished. And now it's all down to one player to find himself something here. It is going to be the 1-on-1 engagement on the plat. He does win that. Now putting himself at 16 frags. Henny waiting into E-box, seeing what he can pull out of this situation. He has 1 shot to hit. The CT making his way, exploring all options, realizing he's got the molly. He can push this player back. The flash might even do as well. He's looking for everything. Molly might be able to find it, but no, not at all. It's going to be Henny that delivers once again with a clutch off.
A tense 1 versus 1 for Mathios. He found the first on back plat, very niche angle to get that headshot. Took his time figuring out where Henny was, clearing out all the necessary angles, and had the right read in the end. But Henny does not falter in clutch situations. He's had some hit or misses earlier in this series, but he is ready to put it to bed now. He's ready to help his team when they need him the most. 12-10, the CT economy again catapulted to a difficult spot. It's going to be 2 M4s of Amos and a pair of MP9s, no kit. And again, desperate aggression from ODDIK. This time Woody dropping down through in towards Canals. I like this spot. But will he be cleared and can he have impact? He's really struggled individually in this one. If he could do something to keep them alive in round number 23, it would be not a moment too soon.
Case Lock's already losing a big chunk of his health. It's not going to be great. And that utility, double HE with a smoke and a flash is not a good spot to be in right now for round number 23. The Red Canids prime position to find themselves done with this. And Henny continuing his mayhem now to open things up. Bomb is still slowly and surely making its way in the back and mid. But it could be a 3-2 split on the docket here for the T side. And now the CTs, you can see this pineapple. They got the right gamble here. They got triple players ready to go.
They have the right read. They're going to make their stand on A. It's the smart call, but can they actually pull off the shots when the take comes through? That's the better question. They have no utility to riposte off of a take. They have 1 flash, and that is it. It's on Togs. A straight walk towards A main is the call, just trying to get information, and their desperation backfires. venomzera 1, maybe a second on the ninth day. He's just running in. He finds 2. It's the op of Henny trying to run screens, trying to distract. It's unsuccessful in that endeavor. coldzera finds 1 on the ninth day. The cross will come in. Case Lock, though, has a big opportunity to secure David. The late lurk in middle gets 1, but with no time remaining, ODDIK steal away the round. 12-11. They find themselves 1 away from the solace of overtime, but it's not going to be easy. Again, their economy is hamstrung. They lose 4/5 of their team, and they only win by virtue of time.
Oh, dear God, I can't believe it. And I mean, that's the problem when you run the clock that low, right? I mean, that's the thing. Like, you were never expecting somebody to be that close, landing the MP9 like that with a good spray down. Love to see it. 1 round away, and we could be pushing this thing into the first overtime, which would be for us here on the A stream. It's all come down to this. Still plenty of cash. Those are remaining for the Red Canids, and they got themselves still in a comfort position here with the op. The utility's looking great. It's more the CT side that is still been in the struggle bus on this one. And back to a 2-1-2 from the CT side. Case Lock's playing a bit more of an aggressive angle in the sense of just spotting for information in the door. Now he goes back into camera. The 3-player commit into this A site. Look at the Red Canids. They're going to go back for this split one more time.
They are. Case Lock has played here multiple times. Should be expected. Mom's actually thinking about doubling back as well. No one wants to give away the opening, though. Red Canids playing for victory. ODDIK playing for overtime. Less than a minute left. Only a couple smokes and flashes left for ODDIK. Same said for Red Canids, though, who have used a lot of utility and don't have much to show for it.
Oh, this is getting tense. 35 seconds too. But this flank is everything from Nithon. Like he is just about to open this thing up. He's about to rip the damn thing open. There it is. That's the one. That's all they need now. They should be able to pounce onto this. Woody waiting for him. Woody reading him. He gets the kill. But again, is it enough? He's able to get another one too.
3!
He gets a third! How does he find 3 in this kind of a position? The flank's coming through. The CT's hot on the heels. 10 seconds remaining. Henny now needing to do the biggest clutch ever. But it's not going to be done. And we're going in overtime.
We said Woody needed to have impact. And in a big way, he'd been mostly silent throughout this map. And he picks the perfect time to come alive, not a second too soon. 3 kills on the MP9 on a site to buy just enough time for a timely flank. And that is what his team needed. At long last, the IGL comes alive and secures, indirectly albeit, a 12th round for his team. The solace of overtime finally reached. Maybe that will give them the second wind they require. But their aggressive, stacky style on the CT side has worked. They need to continue to do so. They can't go back to the stock standard defaults. They fall back into that rut. Red Canids will again build a lead.
Oh, and that's just going to be enough for him. Look, and now he's able to find the opener too. Putting this all back into work. He's been the lowest on the kill, or the score, I should say, like in terms of the kill feeds and stuff like that. But that round alone, getting that impact, now getting himself fired up with the rest of the ODDIK guys. This is that's the motivational boost you need. That's where you just get that premium gas in the tank now. And that should be enough here. And Notse finds himself a little bit of something, but Davideus again, this guy has just been a menace being able to find himself these doubles. Putting himself at a 23 mark now in terms of the kills. Back to a 3-3. With a minute remaining, the CTs still anticipating maybe some kind of a big flank. You can see Woody's actually going to reposition himself, expecting an A hit. But look at venomzera. Oh my god, he might be able to get this. That's a perfect read from Mateus, and that's everything that they need now. The bomb's already on the back here on carpet, so a tough decision here with 36 seconds remain.
Difficult choice. 30 seconds left. Walk through the smoke. No real reason to save in overtime, but even that seemed a bit foolhardy. Coldzera's the last one alive. He was relying on that fake to pull rotations. Woody is still here. He'll hear the steps. Now he'll try to get the kill pre-bomb plant. He will do so successfully. Woody coming alive and not a second too soon. In the last 2 rounds, he has doubled his kills in the map from 5 to 10. Tactical timeout called by Red Canids. They're only of overtime, might I add, as they are feeling the pressure rather quickly. ODDIK, that second wind, already proving to be massive for their odds in this series.
Yeah, and honestly, if they pull this thing back to taking the victory from something like that, from the IGL, when things were looking grim, things were looking tough. Boy, oh boy, what a way to get yourself in the grand final spot. But this is the thing; they're still on that CT side. They have themselves the 1-round lead. Again, if they can find themselves in a position to take this one too, I mean, that would just be the icing on the cake, right? I mean, they would go in the T side where they were showing to be a force to reckon with the A4 first half, and matter of time now. Single off, good connection with the nade. Davideus, Ace Fox. Look at him. They think that Molly flushed him out, but no, it was just not enough. But look at, he's still posted up.
Oh!
Look at him just decimate all 4. He holds his ground. He locks things down. And ODDIK again continue the mayhem.
14 to 12. At least 2 of the 3 CT rounds going in their favor. They struggled on this side in the second half, and now they're finally making it work. It took a long time to get the read, but the read they definitely have at this stage. Red Canids, one more attempt to put anything on the board on the T side of Anubis overtime. That magic number is 16. If you can get 16 rounds, it's curtains. You win the map. And ODDIK are well on their way to that outcome. The late press middle, once more the call for this T side. Case Locks is here again, albeit at a very different angle. He needs to be careful. Might have been spotted at invitation. Yes, he was. The swing comes through. He still gets one before falling. That's critical. Even footing.
Somehow, some way, Pineapple, you and I go to another overtime situation like this. And man, this thing is just delivered. But one of the strongest players here statistically for ODDIK is going to be removed. And the same with Nithon. He's had himself, honestly, a really good game. I know he's sitting at 15 and 20, but I feel like the way he's calling, the way he's been playing, it's something to take a lot of notes for. But Nate, look at how much aggression he's already pushed through with this. Finds himself a little bit of a quick kill. Now he can just tuck her away. And the bomb's dropped. It has to get re-picked up. The Red Canids now in a more difficult position here as they have to be able to find a kill quickly.
30 seconds left. They have to get a sight too. Mid is the call. There's two here. Opper's duel taken. Some damage to Woody, but nothing more. Woody needs to be careful. There's a flank coming in through main. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Mathios is here to support. This is a very difficult spot to be. venomzera doesn't Woody at long last, but Mathios, it's his turn to activate. One secured. venomzera down low, albeit finding Nithe. The op of Henny. Hesitant on the shot, but it lands in the nick of time, leaving just Togs in the clutch, in the retake. His steps are definitely heard at this point. He's stepping loudly. First player is close and low. Spam does not connect, though. That gives Henny time to adjust. Flash in. Dogs racing forward. They're both there. The pre-fire nearly lands. Time of the essence. venomzera on the up will not miss. He was given it on his low HP. 13-14. Red Canids finally put a round on the board. The question is, will it be enough going into the CT side of Anubis?
Ooh, and that's the biggest question. I mean, this is the thing, is the CT side is it's so up and down. But ODDIK, you got to give it to them again. They were able to find some kind of winning ways here in the late portion of that second half. And like you said, it's the first of 16. So ODDIK put themselves in the lead. 2 rounds to potentially close this thing off in OT. Now putting a little bit more of attention, a little bit more soldiers on the front here to find themselves something. And it looks like they're actually going to try to commit to it. But venomzera, it's just a bit of an assassin. He gets himself the double. The M4s making these connections. The CT side is starting to look like it's the dominant force maybe, and it's a flawless round.
Flawless and swift. They hold. They make sure that the aggression will not come through or that it will be punished. Well done from Red Canids to make that round a very succinct one. Quick end to that 4th round of overtime. One of these two teams now needs to sweep these last 2 rounds, but if they're split, we go to another bout of overtime. Pressure's on. Woody has his op, Henny has his as well. It's funny how things have swapped over towards being CT side. It's like both teams got the read at the last minute. Red Canids leaning over towards B, but only slightly. Or ODDIK, excuse me, not Red Canids.
Yeah, no, we've just seen so much of them on the T side. I get it. And it's a good mix-up, right? Now, I wonder if they're going to disrespect this. Yes, they are. They're going to walk right through this. venomzera is just posted up here on plat. He's waiting. He's not doing anything. He hasn't made a shot yet. Oh, and they eat him alive. A full face of lead. And he finds himself a little bit of whatever, an A, but it doesn't matter. The site is going to be grabbed here. For ODDIK, they're going to get this plant down. And the utility is a little bit more lackluster. The second last piece is going to be used. That's smoke. Blocking off Temple, which is called Zera. 2 players from CT side. And this timing of Togs is going to be critical, to say the least. He has to be able to find this one player in pizza. It's a bite, and it's a big bite. He gets himself even more damage against Henny. These guys just have to play the crossfire, and they should be able to find this. Done, and Togs just sprays them down. 15 is going to be grabbed.
15 for ODDIK. The team that was on the back foot throughout that second half has now found an option to close it in their favor. Tactical timeout from them. That's their only tactical timeout of overtime as well being used. Change it up. Find something different. Try to go for it.
Yeah, not bad at all. And it's honestly a good time to use it, just like you said. It's only the one time you get it on the OT. But here we go. Potentially to be things done to close this one off to get themselves in the grand final. Like we said, the loser of this game does get themselves in that lower bracket. So you're not out. But just means you got to grind a lot more Counter-Strike tomorrow. And it's a lot of pride on the line, too.
A lot of pride. And again, that brief reprieve that is not having to play the consolidation. Definitely nice to have in your back pocket. After a slog like today, after a marathon like today for both these teams. 7:40 my time. Or like 10 or 11 at their time. Walk A is the call. Ninth on his contact. I think he saw a shadow. He'll throw a Molotov. They're going to race through it, though. He's mollied on back cake as well. Pressure's on, and Ninth they swinging finds one. Ninth on in chaos will find one in response, but Matthias is ready to trade. Penny shotgun opping is good for one. Swaps to the right, but only a headshot. Togs does him in. 3 versus 2. Tenuous advantage as the bomb goes towards site. It will get planted, and the timer will be activated. venomzera, coldzera, the Zera brothers coming in slowly yet surely through camera, and now passing through the smoke as it fades. They're looking for an opening. Player site spotted. venomzera secures Matthias instead. venomzera, coldzera, both there. The nade is perfect. The last one now on plat. It's Woody, the IGL, who's woken up in the dire moments. Finds one, finds two. Woody, the IGL, a quiet map and yet a tremendous return to form. He will close it out for his team, and that is quite a return from Woody at a critical juncture.
Oh my god. I mean, we were talking so much about him and he looks so absent in the whole thing of this map, right? I mean, he's calling the shots, sure, but like he wasn't putting in those numbers